Fellas, let's talk facts. Your belt game can make or break your look. You can have the cleanest fit, but if your belt is cracked, stretched, or sagging, you just killed the vibe. And believe me, women notice. First impressions matter. That's why I'm excited to partner with Anson Belt Buckle. They completely reimagine how belts should work. No more holes. Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system that gives you the perfect fit every single time. Once you try it, you'll never go back to a regular belt. And here's what sets it apart. One box gives you 3 buckles and 3 straps. That's 9 different combos. More versatility, less clutter. You'll look sharp in every situation. Anson is family owned, backed by a lifetime guarantee. And because they're sponsoring this video, you'll get a free bonus buckle and a strap when you click the link below or scan the QR code. Don't wait. Upgrade your belt game today. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Catch us on the replay. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe as well. We're going to be talking about Trump agrees to fund SNAP benefits as Democrats suffer a major blow. A major political shakeup. The Trump administration has agreed to fund SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, even with the government still shut down. It started after 2 federal judges ruled that the White House must use emergency funds to keep SNAP running for over 42 million Americans who depend on it. Democrats have been hammering Trump over the issue, claiming he was withholding aid, while Trump's team fired back saying Democrats caused the shutdown in the first place. We're going to run this clip.
More now on our breaking news. A second judge has ruled that the Trump administration must use emergency funds to at least partially cover SNAP benefits in November. Remember, 42 million Americans depend on these benefits for groceries to feed themselves and their families.
Yeah, so many people. And Renee Marsh is following this. Renee, what else are we learning? A very quickly moving story here.
Yeah, so these 2 judges, one in Boston and one in Rhode Island, making these decisions just really just minutes apart. And so what we have here at this hour is that these 2 federal judges are aligned in saying that the Trump administration is required to tap into this emergency fund that is sitting at the USDA that contains close to $6 billion. They must tap into that fund to keep SNAP benefits going. If you remember, the Trump administration said because of the shutdown, they had spoken to states and told them that payments would not be made on November 1st. That meant that some 42 million people who rely on this program starting tomorrow were not going to have funds on their cards to buy groceries for their families. But
hello, Chair. Just one more question for the Secretary. The minority leader in the House said yesterday, Hakeem Jeffries, that the term he used was lying, that some of these SNAP benefits couldn't be liberated. Can you explain, refute that, give us your perspective, what their perspective is, and what your argument is, why it is?
Yeah, and I appreciate the opportunity to explain that. So the fact that the Democrats are saying, but wait, USDA has money in their accounts, why it is really their fault, I've seen it over and over and over from some of their leaders, is absolute false, and it is a lie. We have been saying on October 10th, we sent messages out. On October 24th, we sent messages out. These benefits end on November 1st. Now, let me get down into a little bit of the details on that to better explain. So there is a contingency fund at USDA, but that contingency fund, by the way, doesn't even cover, I think, half of the $9.2 billion that would be required for November SNAP, but it is only allowed to flow if the underlying program is funded. It's called a contingency fund, and by law, contingency fund can only flow when the underlying fund is flowing.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. That's the first context. How you guys feeling about the judges making Trump dip into those funds?
So apparently that's what they for. So, I think that the whole idea of not paying out the benefits when there is something in place, first of all, it's illegal in the first place, this whole thing, which is why they ruled for him to pay at least partial. There is a fund just in case something like this happens. He just didn't want to do it. Just like he doesn't want to pay employees back pay, certain ones back pay, because he thinks that they don't deserve it. Like, he just doesn't want to pay it. There are rules in place, there are contingencies, there are all of these things. He just doesn't want to do it because, if I'm being honest, he's a hater. Like, that's all I can call it. He just a hater. He just hates people. So it's sad that judges had to be like, no, you need to do this because there is a fund there for you to use.
All right, go ahead, Coyle.
I mean, the funds got to come from somewhere, so I don't mind. I wonder what. I'm not gonna do that. I disagree with what Bo said, that he's like evil. He don't like people. I disagree with that. But as far as the money, wherever it come from, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? How can I put it? It's only the Republicans' fault because they in charge. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you got the big brother and the little brother, and if I come home, even if the little brother, the one that messed shit up, if I put the big brother in charge, it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? The only reason that there isn't, well, that the government is shut down basically is that the Democrats didn't want to open up the funds and then come to an agreement. They wanted the Republicans to agree to what they wanted to right at that moment, or they not signing, or they not gonna vote. And that's just not how it go. You feel me? You can't say, oh, well, agree now, and then we'll figure it out. No, let's agree, and then we can figure out the numbers. But, you know, your first question, shit, the money got to come from somewhere. I don't care where it comes from.
So when they initially said that the SNAP benefits would end on the 1st, how did that make you feel? Were you okay with it? Would you have been good if it would have stayed the way it was, that SNAP benefits ended, seeing how so many people depend on it?
No, but it's not about just SNAP benefits. See, people have a tendency to make things just about them. The government is shut down. So just like somebody wouldn't be getting their EBT, it's a government employee that's still working and not getting paid. Like it's all one, how can I put it? It's all a collective issue. So yeah, they not getting a SNAP, but the government is shut down. It ain't just about, people ain't just like, oh, fuck EBT. If you want EBT, fuck you and you're not getting it. No, we're going through something as a country with, you know, it is what it is at that point. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like how people is forcing blame. Like, people really think it's Trump's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the crazy part to me. Like, they really brainwashed. And you could say it's his fault because he's in charge, but that's the default, you know? But, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, let me go ahead and get Ms. Shannon there. Shannon, how you feeling about these judges making Trump dip into those funds to make sure those benefits get paid?
I mean, I don't feel no type of way, actually. I just don't. I guess, you know, if the law states that they must, I mean, well, okay. So I think that my problem with SNAP is not necessarily what's going on now, right? So people need to eat, give them the food to eat, right? Because I know that everybody's not equal, as if, you know, they're productive people who just aren't making enough and they need to feed their family. I don't have a problem with that. So when I think of it, I think of children, you know, I think it's bigger than just me, you know, and the SNAP program itself. I have a problem with the SNAP program itself, but no, and basically who's qualified more so than I have that these kids need to eat. So no, I don't have a problem with the judges overturning it and making sure kids are eating. I don't have a problem with that at all. Elders, the disabled, all those people.
Go ahead, Brother Hink.
Yeah, look, let me say this. And Coyle kind of mentioned it. Look, the people who receive EBT, I don't have that much sympathy for them. Like I said, mine is more so for the government workers who's going to work, who doesn't qualify for EBT but still has to work, and guess what? They have kids as well, but nobody don't feel shit for them. You don't have no sympathy, but as long as the people who's qualified for food stamp getting their food stamps, but yet the government employees, some state employees who are affected by this, who has to go to work, continue to work on furlough, and they have kids, and maybe their kids may not be eating. What are we going to do about them? Are they going to get some type of fund, some type of compensation? Probably more than likely not. But they're suffering because they don't qualify for EBT. They don't qualify for the food share or none of that stuff because their income is over the threshold limit. So now they suffer. But some of these ungrateful motherfuckers who don't care what happens, we'll do what we got to do to get food or feed our kids. We'll do what they do. I mean, right now you got some videos and highlights. Some people already talking about stealing. Seen a couple Walmart shut down in certain cities because of stealing. You know, it's crazy. Unfortunately, you know, the people who are government employees are not going to get these same benefits as the ones who's receiving EBT. So, you know, no sympathy for them, but I feel sorry for the government employees who are not getting the same benefits.
Just some
Well, I
general.
think that they can temporarily sign up. If you're not receiving monthly income, you can't sign up.
They're not doing no paperwork. They're not doing no paperwork. Everything's on freeze.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I respond to what Bo said in the chat right quick?
Sure.
How can I put this? He don't got to speak like it's his decision. He has to speak because the perception is everything is his decision. That's his job. He's the president. But the point is the Democrats can't give an ultimatum like they just run shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, no, we're not signing it unless y'all fund what we want y'all to fund or y'all agree with what we want y'all to agree to. The Republicans said, hey, let's just sign it first and let's just fund it first and we could talk about everything else later. But let's sign it so we could get it funded. So we can make sure the government is paid. So we can make sure people got their EBT and they SNAP. Let's just do this and we can figure out everything in the back end. That's how the government works anyway. No matter what, somebody want to add something to it. Somebody want to take something out. The government is always working. You feel me? So for people to just be hands up in arms acting like this is the Republicans' fault or it's Trump's fault, when they just got to save face, mind you, he is the president. He got to take responsibility for it. But we can't be stupid now.
Well, okay.
And excuse me, I don't mean stupid. I don't. You know what I'm saying? No insult.
You're fine. So the thing is that the Democrats should have given an ultimatum. The things, and I don't agree that they should just sign off and handle the details later, because you cannot trust politicians, period, on either side, to do what needs to be done. What's at stake is Medicaid benefits and just astronomical healthcare costs, insurance costs. I mean, they're supposed to, with what the Republicans want to do, insurance premiums are about to go through the roof. Most Americans cannot afford what that would do. We already can't afford insurance premiums as is. But if they agree to whatever is going on, if they just sign it, they agree to whatever is going on right now just to fund the government, then you risk putting millions and millions of Americans out of insurance that they already can't afford. So they should give them an ultimatum and they should not sign it. It is happening because Republicans want to let these tax cuts for the insurance, the health insurance, expire. They don't want to renew these tax cuts. They have to, because it's the only way that we can actually afford this. They're trying to cut Medicaid. They're trying so many things. I don't know the full extent of everything that's going on, but I am directly affected by how they have chosen to handle all of these things surrounding health insurance. They have made it completely unaffordable for most Americans. And I work for myself. And when you're a person who has to buy your own individual health insurance, you don't understand how expensive that is. It is not affordable. It is more affordable for me to pay completely out of pocket and not have insurance than it is for me to have insurance.
Okay, so I get that. And like you, I don't know every aspect of everything or what they're voting on and all that. I don't. But if that's the case, if that's what Democrats feel, they need to come out to their people and say that. They can't throw a rock and hide their hand. They can't be like, they can't tell the government, well, this is what it is, and this what we standing on that. And then go to their people and be like, well, yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault. They're not doing anything. It's their fault. No, tell y'all people like, look, they want to take our stuff and we standing on this. We need y'all to ride with us. Don't go on this whole EBT, diatribe. If y'all standing on what y'all standing on as Democrats, then stand on that. Don't become victims and be like, and try to blame the other side. That's where I don't agree.
But isn't that common sense though? Like either side is going to blame the other side. That's just how it goes.
It's about to me, it's about a solution though. I don't stand on either side, to be honest. It's about a solution. Right. And as long as people is doing a blame game, nothing's gonna get solved. And that's where the hypnosis comes in. Now, everybody's hypnotized to think that, oh, everything this person is doing is bad or everything this person is doing is good. And it's like, yo, if we could all come to some common ground and be like, look, yeah, you can't trust politicians. But if the Democrats is going to say, we want this and we're not signing until we get this, they need to go to their constituents and say, listen, Democrats, y'all are not being funded y'all EBT because we're not signing because of this. Not because some big bad Republican that's in the office that hates you. That's my standpoint.
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but we got to stop acting like, now, listen, I can say a lot of things about Democrats. I think a lot of them are cowards. I think a lot of them don't do the things that they need to do. Whatever, however. But in this moment, when I learned what they were pushing back against, I'm sorry, it directly affects me and I just can't. And my mother, like you have to think about like Medicaid, Medicare, the retirees, like my mom's retired. She depends on Medicaid at this point. So like all of this affects me. And what they're not agreeing on is that means a lot. You're talking about healthcare. We're not talking about like SNAP benefits is a talking point. Cool, fine, right? Because it's a problem that affects people like right now, November 1st, right now. But in the long term, healthcare, millions of people have cancer, millions of people have autoimmune diseases, millions of people cannot get along without healthcare, and millions of people cannot afford to keep said healthcare with what they're trying to do to it. So that's why I'm like, I get it. And we have to stop acting like Democrats are just like, no, I ain't gonna sign it for something frivolous. It's not frivolous. This is extremely important. This affects all of us because all of us can act like we in the top 10% and we gonna be straight either way. You mean $23,000 extra a year? It's fine. It's a drop in a bucket for me. It's not a drop in a bucket for anybody. It's half someone's income at this point. So we have to stop acting like it's just like Democrats just need to go on and sign it. No, they need to secure what they need for us. And that is something they don't need to come and ask us about that because common sense tells us that we cannot afford $23,000 extra in healthcare costs, in insurance costs.
The thing is, they're not.
Yeah, but that's always been an issue one of the drawbacks as a person who self-employed. It's always been high. It's never being like it's a reasonable price for anybody who's self-employed. So that's the only bad thing about it. Most times, look, people they think about the money. And so most of these people crying and complaining about the EBT, they not looking at the long haul, like you said, Medicare and Medicaid. They not looking at that, unfortunately, because they're dumb. They not looking at that part. They just worry about, can I go and swipe that card and get my food and get the hell on? As a former union employee, one of the things I always argue with the guys, I said, dude, y'all worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. Worry about your benefits. Worry about remaining and keeping your vacation days, your health insurance, your visual, and your dental always stays low. Because guess what? As soon as you get that 3%, that 3% is going to be snatched right out of your pocket plus some, because you're paying higher on your insurance and you're not fighting for those things. You're not fighting for your benefits. You're just fighting for the money. You want that extra $1.25 an hour every year. Okay, cool. You can go get it. But if you're going to sit there at $1 every hour you make every year, they're going to take it from you in benefits plus some. You didn't make anything. You argue for nothing. That makes no sense to me. But these people who getting food stamps are the same way. They just worrying about the money, the food stamp money. That's it. They're not looking at the Medicaid or the Medicare. They don't care about that. That's irrelevant to them because they're finding they're healthy and they're good right now until they're not. Then they're going to have a problem with it.
They always say that Republicans want to take Medicaid. It ain't happened yet, man. So come on now. Like I said, it ain't no big bad Republican that just want to take everything from you. We all got to come to some common ground about it.
All right, let's go get Naomi in there. You know, maybe just so you know.
Okay, so in my opinion, I'm gonna be honest, I think they should they're releasing funds for EBT. And if they're gonna do that, to be honest, I don't think they should. As picky as everybody has been as far as EBT, there was a lot of notices that went out saying that, hey, as of November 1st, you're not going to have EBT. Now, the hard part about all of this is that we have over 200,000 employees that are not being funded, and some active duty military that aren't getting paid. I think that should take precedence. I think employees being funded should take precedence because they're still working. And a lot of people are under the assumption that they'll be able to receive benefits like unemployment and things like that, but they're not able to. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't really know a lot about the in-depth, which I'm actually learning. I'm reading right now about some stuff, but yeah.
Before I go to Willie, so just in general, what the government shutdown means, the shutdown happens when Congress fails to pass the required appropriation bills or continue in a resolution to fund federal agencies and programs for a new fiscal year. During a funding lapse, federal agencies must curtail or stop non-essential functions until the funding gap is resolved. Mandatory spending programs, those with ongoing funding not tied to annual appropriations, typically continue through administrative or service functions that may still be disrupted. Agency and programs not deemed essential may furlough workers, reduce operations, or delay services. The shutdown has direct economic impact, delayed government purchases, lower consumer confidence, slow data reporting, and potential ripple effects in the economy. Go ahead, Willie.
One, the military is going to get paid regardless. The military hasn't missed a paycheck yet. There's been five government shutdowns in the past 20 years, and the Democrats say the military won't get paid because they don't understand how DoD funding works. When I was in the military, I went through a couple shutdowns. We always got paid. There's not been a government shutdown that has had active duty service members not get paid. I don't believe there will be, because once that happens, then the right would also lose a significant portion of their base. So they diverted $8 billion in funds to make sure the military gets paid, and as they should, because these people are, forward deployed, doing what they're doing to protect our freedom. So they should always get paid no matter what. The only people who talk about the military not getting paid tend to be the left, because they like to use that as a scare tactic to try to recruit people from the right, saying, hey, you guys are only on the right because you believe in the military industrial complex. So come over here because the right's not even taking care of y'all, so you might as well support us. And it's a strategy that's never worked, but people still keep bringing it up. But again, the military members get paid. They got paid on this past Friday. They get paid on the 15th. The active duty military is not going to miss a check. That's just not going to happen. 2, for the actual EBT and SNAP, I think it's what's so sad about our society is that we have such a large group of people who are willing to feel like they're entitled to free shit. They don't understand that SNAP and Medicaid are privileges. Those privileges extend for being American citizens. They're not entitlements. They're not rights. Those are privileges that are afforded to you by being here, that our government has set up and set aside programs for, so that way we can help people who need the help. But it's not a right. It is a privilege. And it seems as if nobody wants to go fight for anything that's difficult. They're willing to go fight for free shit, but they're not willing to go fight to better themselves, to train themselves, to go make themselves more productive members of society. They don't want to do anything that requires discipline and requires them to become this uncomfortable or actually maybe improve their circumstances by their own hands. They want somebody else to do it. So the silly part is, to me, is that we have this conversation so often about people expecting free shit, and then now when people aren't getting the free shit they want, the conversation is supposed to be centered around like trying to criticize them for doing so. Like, this is how people are. People are lazy. Like, most people don't have any drive in them to go do anything better if they're already comfortable where they are. So all of these people who are comfortable, having somebody else take care of them, I never expect them to want to do better for themselves in life. I never expect that they will do better for themselves in life. Like, they just put out a poll that said the average person who receives government benefits weighs 201 pounds. Like, it's people out here who work, 40, 60, 70 hours a week. They can't afford to eat enough bad food to make themselves weigh 200 pounds. And the crazy part is that people who don't do shit, who are lazy, who are downtrodden, obviously not talking about the people who have disabilities or all the other bullshit before somebody pulls it out their ass. But it's all these people who on SNAP eating better than people like who work like Shan. She's a teacher. She works 40, 50, 60 hours a week teaching kids. It's people on SNAP eating better than her. Shan's not eating crab bowls every other day, but we can all point to somebody on SNAP that we know is, or we all go to the grocery store and see people with 2-3 carts full of shit, and then they ring it all up, and then out of pocket is $40. When we got a half a basket full of shit and we ring it up and it's $250. So I don't feel bad for anybody on any side, with the exception of children who are innocent in this, because none of these kids asked to be born to these broke ass families. None of these kids had anything to do with these politics talking about, well, we shouldn't have these, we should have this much money for this. These kids are innocent. And this is why I said, like, people who are on SNAP should not be having children. There should be some sort of mandatory birth control requirement for people who are on government assistance. Like, the old folks and disability, can't do shit about them. It's not their fault. They paid their taxes. They've done their time. They're old now. So those guys, the disability folks, they just definitely deserve what they've been getting. But all these able-bodied, weak-minded people, I have no problem with them suffering.
Well, I think so. To add on to him, I think that I agree. I think that there needs to be something put in place. Like, I don't mind the person who's working 40, 50 hours and their check just doesn't cut it, but they're actually working. You see that they just don't make a lot of money at their job. That's not the person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the person who's working part-time, or your shop is open 2 days a week and you off the rest of the days. I'm talking about that person, the people who don't want to work, not the people who are productive and they're just not making enough money, or the people who can't work because of different situations such as disability or they're elder. Those the other ones I have a problem with.
Okay. Go ahead, Naomi, and then I'll say something.
One of my biggest things is, and I have, this just irks me. So EBT is supposed to be for even for the children, but time and time again, how many times do you hear and see people selling their snaps that's meant for the kids, for the person who doesn't work?
I'll be behind them.
That listen, don't say that here.
Degenerate behavior. God.
But that's my thing though. That's what irks me, is that, like, so I understand, like, like Shannon was saying, the person who's working that just isn't, making enough. But there's a lot of people that are just taking advantage of it who aren't doing anything. And you see it time and time again. When I used to work for TWC, they're called ABODs, ABAWD. Every 3 months, they're supposed to come in, but then they get all these other like eligibilities to bypass even working to get SNAP benefits. And all they have to do is like, it's just mind boggling to me how they just don't want to work. Even the requirements that are in place for them to work, they just don't want to. They don't even want a job search. You're supposed to do like 7 to 10 job searches a week. They don't even want a job search. As easy as that is. I'll land there.
I just wanted to, so when I looked it up, Willie, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something, but it says summary for the panel: active duty, serving but without guaranteed paychecks unless funding is secure. Retirees and survivors, their pay continues as it is on a different funding track. Operation and readiness, military missions continue, but personnel face financial uncertainty, which may impact morale and readiness. Urgency, the situation underscores how critical timely appropriations are for national defense and personnel. So it says, for the current shutdown, there is no full automatic guarantee that the pay will continue for active duty troops unless Congress or another mechanism provides the funding. The administration has tapped some of the departmental funds, for example, from research and development accounts to cover upcoming paychecks for troops. But the senior officials have warned that if the shutdown persists, military pay is at risk again.
Yeah, so all that said is they don't have a guaranteed and it's at risk. You're at risk of not getting paid in the military if you get killed. Look in the last 24 years and see, the last 30 years and see when military members haven't got paid. Just because it's at risk and it's not guaranteed doesn't mean they're not going to get paid. The government will find a way to pay the military before they find a way to pay themselves. They have to pay the military. That's like a non-negotiable. So in any time they have these conversations, the military portion is the part that's always addressed first. Because if it's not, it's going to fuck up the right and the left, and then it also fucks up our global power projection. Like, and not getting into war doctrine and all of that shit, but one thing that we will always have is a very capable, competent, and well-equipped military. So again, like the fact that you're saying I use the words like at risk, non-guaranteed, it sounds cool, but just find me a time when military didn't get paid.
All right. Let's go ahead and get Monty and then Dave. I'm not sure if you want to contribute or you want to wait, but what are your thoughts about the judges making Trump dip into those funds in order to make sure these benefits get paid out?
I don't have any comments right now. We can go to Dave.
Go ahead, Dave. What are your thoughts about it?
I honestly think it's a great thing, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if you look at the facts, this is a situation where Democrats have been trying their best to make this a Donald Trump issue. Donald Trump has absolutely no control over SNAP. That's just how that situation is set up. And the truth of the matter is the people who are benefiting most from these folks who are suffering, regardless of where you feel on the whole SNAP situation, is the Democrats, because they need something to run on. They have to have a level of victimhood in order to justify their meager existence, because for 60 years they've been telling black folks specifically that they're victims and that they are the only thing standing in the gap that's preventing the big bad racist Republicans from coming to deal with the situation. And so the fact of the matter is they set up 13 times they set up a single issue voter bill in order to make sure that SNAP stayed funded, and every time Democrats said, nah, we ain't passing it. So when you look at the actual facts, I think if you just take this off the table, then what else are they going to run on at this point? Because my main thing has always been, what do we have to show for it? You know, I have no interest in picking a master to serve, but I do not have any interest in being gaslit.
All right. Let me run this clip and then we'll open up for some more dialogue.
Into our politics lead, moments ago, President Trump responded to the rulings today from two different federal judges who said that the White House and the Agriculture Department must use the billions of dollars in contingency funds to at least partially cover food stamp benefits in November. CNN's Jeff Zeleny is at the White House. Jeff, what did the president have to say?
Well, Jake, it was that back-to-back ruling from the federal judges that got the White House's attention. Certainly the president just a few moments ago writing on Truth Social from his Mar-a-Lago resort that the White House is now willing to pay. Let's take a look at part of his message here. It says, our government lawyers do not think that we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. The president writes, I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. Therefore, he says, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. Of course, SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps. It helps 42 million Americans, about 1 in 8 Americans. So this, of course, is the deadline that is looming tomorrow. So the White House is now saying they will pay. The question is, Jake, how long will that take to actually get enacted? Because it will take a while for the USDA to send the money to the states. And it's not enough to fund the entire month, but only partial funding. But for the first time, the president is saying he will pay the SNAP funds, much like he did military funding earlier this week. But what it does not do is move the shutdown any closer to being a reach. The president, of course, is not here. The House has been out of Washington for more than a month. The Senate also is not in Washington. So the shutdown is entering a second month here. But at least the SNAP benefits, it look like, will be paid at least in part.
Imagine not having to show up to work for a month and still get paid. Man, nice work if you can get it.
So that's, go ahead, Nama, you're on mute just so you know. I thought you were saying something. It doesn't seem like Trump had a choice, did he? I know that they're coming to him making it seem like Trump is paying, but it just seemed like it might have been law.
Anybody who blames Trump for this is just not educated enough or informed enough on politics and shouldn't have a voice in this conversation. Ignorance reverberates 10 times louder than truth and fact will, especially in these echo chambers of people who always look at everything that happens bad or anything that Trump does through the lens of how is this evil? It's never like, why is he doing this? It's always starts off like, hey, how is this evil because Trump did it? He has no say in this. It's not something he could just go be like, you know what, hey, pay SNAP. That's not his call. It's got to be between the House and the Senate. But a lot of people like that have these such vehement opinions don't even know how like the House and Senate work. They don't understand like how the government shutdown works or what causes it or how it can be lifted. But they keep saying, oh well, you know, man, it's you can't have people suffering. Or Sweeney just said that most people blame Trump. Most people are stupid when it comes to politics. I think that's a given. And then a lot of people, the other people that we haven't addressed are the people who don't even vote, that have these problems and all these concerns, such big voices and big feelings about this. When it's their turn to exercise their right to have influence or their time to have say, they don't even go vote to do it. So why are y'all crying now?
It almost seems like Trump knows that most people don't know, because I haven't heard anything. I may have heard it. I don't want to confirm it. I had to go back and review, but I could have sworn Trump made it seem or said something along the lines that he was going to not pay it. And I think he understands that people don't know that he doesn't necessarily have the power, but he's just saying it just for the hell of it.
One of the things that man does best is let people be loud and wrong. Like, he doesn't respond to the shit unless it's like brought to him directly. But I agree with you. I think that he understands that the majority of people, the majority of people that's going to watch this video that's in the chat right now have no idea what they're talking about. And he knows that. So there's no point in responding to those people. Just keep pushing on and talking to the people that do. Because at the end of the day, if you try to address the people who don't know shit, you won't get anything done. But if you address a few people who do, that's how you affect change.
Yeah. And then one of the important things too is when it comes time to election, a lot of people can say whatever they want to say. Just like look at the foods, they can put whatever they want to put on the front. But if you don't understand how the process goes and what's necessary in order for that to happen, a lot of times they can't even do it. But they're just saying that this is what they want to do. And this is what they're going to attempt to do. But if you want to sound confident, you say, this is what I'm going to do. But a lot of times people that's elected, they say they're going to do some things and it's unsuccessful. They attempt to do it, but it gets shut down.
Agreed.
All right. Anybody else want to add anything? I can see. I don't like politics, huh? We gotta talk about some ratchet shit to get y'all going.
No, I mean I fuck with it. I just I don't want to hog the mic too much. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean hog the mic? Go ahead and speak on it, man.
Yeah, I don't want to keep repeating myself, man.
Okay.
I think Dave said it also, man. It ain't no big bad Republicans, man. If everybody could just come to a common ground, that's all we need. Right. They're gonna look at the Republicans to be wrong just so they can have something to run on. Because to be honest, I never even thought about it like that. Because then what else is they gonna say? What other issues they gonna talk about? Right. That's why I say they always been saying that the Republicans want to take Medicaid or something. The Republicans always want to take something. You know what I'm saying? Like the Republicans always want to do something.
People will swear that Trump campaigned on cutting SNAP and benefits like he ever did. Like that's the stupidest shit that I've heard somebody say, or I keep seeing people say. Like, why would someone campaign on, hey, I'm going to take the rights away that you lazy 43 million people count on? Why would anybody with common sense campaign on that? Like sometimes people just say shit because they saw it on Facebook and they want to regurgitate that shit like it's their own original thought. Like
no, bro, they really feel like that, bro.
Unfortunately for me, I watched hundreds of hours of campaign speeches from both sides, and in that, I did not one time see Trump say, "Hey, you know what? That's how I'm going to become president. I'm going to cut SNAP." Because then he would have immediately put 43 million people on the left to vote for them because they don't want to give up their SNAP. Like the idea that was done is just stupid. And like the people who really think that, again, are the people that shouldn't be having conversations in these spaces because they keep putting out this dumb shit that other dumb people think is cool or makes it aligns with what they feel. And then they want to go regurgitate that shit too. So now this dumb shit keeps getting perpetuated by dumb shit people.
It's not even just dumb shit people though when it comes to the perspective though, because you got people that's perceived to be educated on TV or on podcasts saying the same thing, saying it's Trump's fault, saying it's Republicans' fault. You know what I'm saying? So the people that's brainwashed, I damn near can't fault them for being brainwashed because we live in a world that brainwashes people.
This shit makes it so hard to be an independent. Like being in the middle is tough. Because,
I know.
Because as soon as we start talking about this shit, I'm like, I understand why the right is the way they are. I get it. But then then the right does some weird shit too, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm back in the middle.
Y'all don't understand.
It's one of the ones.
Y'all don't understand like that concept like translate like everywhere. Like for example, it's like me typically on here. I don't pick a side with the red pill with the women. I don't do that, and people they call you a simp because like, oh, why are you in the middle? You need to be a boy's boy. It's the same concept with the Democrats and all that. Like it's people don't like it when you are objective. People don't like it when you don't take their side. It's just like, you know, they want you to be blind to the things they blind to. They don't want you to, yeah.
But people feel really strong about this, bro. People really feel like Trump is the top racist in charge, bro. Like they feel like he's like they really feel like this, bro, like strongly. And to me, I'd be like, where is you getting this? Like, to be honest.
Bro, I agree. I think that both sides don't like it when you don't agree with them, but I think what they resort to are two different things. The left resorts to violence when you don't agree with them. The right resorts to shame. They want you to feel bad. They want you to feel like you're stupid for not agreeing with them or you're less than for not agreeing with them. But the right, the left, when you don't agree with them, it's a violent issue. It's riots. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's attacks. It's, you know what I'm saying, disrespect. It's angry. It's ugly. It's ratchet. That's what happens with them. So it's difficult to, it's not difficult to pick a side. Because for me, being in the middle, I agree with some things on the right. Like I agree with the shutdown right now. I understand why you're saying the right's not budging. But then there's also other issues where I'm like, hey, y'all tripping on the right too, because I can't get with that. Yeah. But when it comes time to pick, like I've said before, the left is okay like mutilating children. Like and saying that if your kids want to be boys and you don't, or girls, you don't let them, we can take your kid, we can take your kids from you. That's why I could never be a Democrat, because as a father, that's just some shit I'm not going to be okay with. But then on the right side, they're like, hey, women shouldn't be able to have abortions under any means. I don't agree with that. I don't believe that the majority of abortions should be had because they use baby vacuums like birth control. But like in the event of incest and rape, I believe that a woman should be able to have an abortion.
But Willie, that's another situation where that's a talking point, but it's not necessarily true. They never said not under any means. You can't even do it's legally. It's not even possible to do it, to say not under any means can you get an abortion, because there are certain reasons where it's better for your life to get an abortion, and that's always been protected.
Well, the thing is, they said they wanted to outlaw all abortions, so that implies that there is no any means. What they didn't do is they didn't make exceptions for it.
Who said that?
I never heard anybody say they want to outlaw all abortion.
In Texas, abortions are illegal. Am I wrong or yes or no?
Not for every reason.
My thing is, I've never heard anyone, no politician that's in charge say that I want to outlaw all.
Oh no, you won't hear them say it out loud. But what does the law or the bill say? That's the difference. Like they'll talk about banning abortions, but they're not going to.
So in Texas,
you can't do all of them.
In Texas, you can't get it for like medical reasons or anything.
Medical, yeah, you can.
Let me find out for sure.
I've looked.
I believe. I'm about to say, yeah. In Texas, I know you can't get it for like medical reasons or stuff like that.
A doctor has to deem it necessary.
Yeah. So that's a falsehood.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's the narrative that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I know Willie don't even agree with that, but that's just something that he heard, or even he probably didn't even hear that. He probably just assumed that. You know what I'm saying? Based on other people.
So I have a question. What are the 3 top reasons why the government shutdown is happening right now?
Okay, so I mean, it's not necessarily a top reason. There's a bunch of, when you have a bill, any particular bill, there's a thing in there that's called pork. So for example, in the COVID relief bill, they started wanting to give more education to people in Israel for trans rights and all this other stuff. They always stick stuff in here, and that's what's happening here. There's things in this bill called pork, and that pork is just extra stuff. For example, there's literally one where they said that they want to teach Brazilian male sex workers to dance better or some old nonsense like that. Like, there's ridiculous stuff in the bill that the Republicans are like, nah, this has nothing to do with anything, and we're not going to let you do that. And that's what they do. And so they act like, oh, you're holding it up because it's healthcare. Why am I giving healthcare to illegal immigrants when there are veterans who have fought and served this country, have paid their taxes, and they can't get access to healthcare? The VA system is jacked. So why would you prioritize illegal immigrants who did not follow a legal immigration process over citizens, let alone veterans who have gone out and saved, our particular way of life? It doesn't make any sense. And so they're standing 10 toes down on that. All this could be resolved very simply if you take the BS out and stop wasting taxpayer money. But of course, don't nobody want to talk about that.
We spent $8 million on reforming French child molesters and putting programs in place for those guys to actually stop liking kids. The problem is the French government says that they never got any of that money. But when Doge went and did their audit, that was money that was sent and wasn't spent. Like, it's a bunch of shit, like Buddy just said, that we spent a lot of money on. That if you took that money back, we could probably fund SNAP. But instead, you want to send it to Argentina so you can teach waitresses how to salsa dance.
So, because I just Googled it and it said something about affordable, healthcare and Medicaid. Is that not true? I'm asking.
What was the question?
It was the question that she stated, that we were talking about why the shutdown was taking place.
For like the government shutdown is because they want to extend tax rights and the Inflation Reduction Act. There's a lot of timing and risk for downstream programs they're trying to fight. Whether negotiations around healthcare and subsidies are going to happen or when they happen or how long they're going to go for. And then the spending levels for like budgets for our budget in any type of recession or recession that we have. Those are the issues. The problem is that if issue 1 gets addressed, right, issue 2 gets addressed, the left will say, well, if you don't give us issue number 3, we're going to go back on issue number 2 and 1 as well. So this like.
Can you give us examples of that, like real examples?
I just did. If you don't agree with, if we agree on
no, like the real, like what's the part they don't agree with, like the real title of it, like what are they disagreeing about? Healthcare and subsidies. That was I gave you all the titles when I listed the first 5 things. So if you don't agree with point 1 and 2, then we're never going to agree on points 3, 4, and 5. And that's how they try to blackmail the right into getting to it. And the right is just like, fuck y'all. We're not doing that. And we're not going to let y'all punk us either. So now I put it in verbiage that everybody understands. So it's almost like if you tell someone like, hey, I'll do this for you if you do that for me. And then they don't want to do that shit again. They say, okay, well, we agree on 1 and 2. We gave you what you want. But now because we don't want to give you 3, you want to go back and renege or say that we don't want to do, we want to change our agreements on 1 and 2. I was just asking, like, what is verbatim? What, because you're giving me.
I'm not there verbatim. I'm not going to give I'm speaking to not just you. I'm speaking to everybody watching.
Okay.
So even though you may be able to understand if I were to get hyper technical with you, the majority of our audience won't. So that's why I gave the example that I did. They were able to come to agreement on some things, but because they couldn't come to agreement on everything, the left came back and was like, well, okay, we don't have agreement on shit now. Start over.
Yeah, the Democrats basically said, look, we're not signing unless you do what we want you to do. And how you and where in any negotiation, where does that work?
It don't.
And then turn around and act like the Republicans is the bad guy to their constituents. You know what I'm saying? And play victim again. And so people who could see through the veil, it just be like, man.
I guess it's hard to know that without, like, I know we can't get into that now. It's like the real hardcore, because it sounds like a general statement, so to speak.
Oh well,
so
no, you gotta. I mean, just do you use Chat GPT, Shane?
Rarely.
You should use it. You should use it, and it'll tell you exactly what the problem is. I ain't gonna lie, it'll give you exactly what you're asking for. It'll tell you bullet points on top of bullet points on top of bullet points. Whose fault is it? Why is it this person's fault? Because that's what I did. I said, whose fault is the government?
The reason why is because we were talking about it now, right? And everybody's so stern, like they know, like this is where this disagreement is. So I mean, I'm neither here nor there. I just wanted to better understand, what was being disagreed upon in detail. But I get it. This is not, that I get it. But I mean, if we're talking about it, it would just make sense for the viewer to give the full book, not just snippets of,
I would encourage anybody
you don't disagree with or something.
Anyone who uses Chat GPT to look up anything, if you take what Chat GPT says, it's going to summarize the sources. It's on you to actually go and read the sources in their entirety so you can have the context from what Chat GPT is saying.
I think that you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm not talking to you at all. I'm saying in general. That's not directed at you because you said you don't use it. You rarely use it. But a lot of people will just go type in. They use Chat GPT like it's Google. That's not how you get the most out of Chat GPT. And it's also not how you get the most accurate information out of Chat GPT.
Well, no, you actually got to know how to use Chat GPT too, though.
And the majority of people don't, which is why it's dangerous because people will go Google. They treat Chat GPT like it's Google and then spit out a bunch of shit that it just said as if it's fact, and then
I ain't gonna lie. Chat GPT is better than Google, though. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
Hold on, y'all. We got to get Boy, and that boy had a hand raised up in the back, y'all.
Okay. I think what is really confusing me, and when I say confused, I just can't understand why people think that we are, or people in general are making Republicans these boogeymen or whatever. I don't understand how you all don't see what they are doing. And they are largely to blame for a lot of things. Yes, they are. It just is what it is. The GOP, Trump backed a GOP bill literally to cut $880 billion from Medicaid, and $230 billion from food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
This is a GOP bill.
Certainly.
GOP, not Democrats. Democrats are trying to fight against what they are trying to do to low-income households. I don't understand why it's Democrats trying to paint the Republicans as bad guys. Republicans are literally trying to actively cut this, and Trump backed it. So we're not trying to make them the bad guys. We are just pointing out, and we as in just people with common sense. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican.
So why say we then? Because you just said we.
I don't.
If you're not a Democrat,
who
why
are
say we?
speaking against this. I'm not speaking about a party. I'm talking about people who are talking about what the Republicans are doing. I don't care about Democrat, Republicans, and none of that, because all of them are at fault for something. But I'm talking about right now, in this instance, what we are talking about. Do you see what is down below? That is what I'm talking about. SNAP benefits. Wow. And the people who are trying to cut it are not Democrats. They are Republicans.
So the thing of it is,
I stay completely quiet while people were talking.
Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead. You don't have to do all that. Everything. I apologize. Continue. We don't need the theatrics. You're good.
And so, bro, don't. Okay. I also don't need a man to tell me what is not needed. Okay.
Well, I
All right,
did, but
because I was
again,
talking, I
yield
was
the
very
floor.
respectful. This is not
I'm being very
theatrics.
respectful too. You
I am
good.
calling out disrespect. I was very respectful. I let everyone talk. I did not interrupt anybody, even though I wanted to. I did not, because I think you all deserve the respect that you deserve. And if you don't think I deserve their respect, these are not theatrics. That is my boundary. Do not cross my boundary,
Oh, not
because
the
I didn't cross
boundaries.
it with you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Anyway,
Please
all of that
continue.
extra commentary is also not needed. But let's
You just
continue.
don't tell me. Don't tell the black man
Federal
was not
government
needed. See how that
covered
works? Can we get to the
69%
point?
of costs in 2023, but also 1 in 5 Americans are covered on Medicaid. 1 in 5. 1 in 5. That means that with all of us here, up to 2 people could be covered. Almost 2 people could be covered on Medicaid. That means a lot. This government shutdown is not Democrats whining about Republicans. They are literally trying to stop something. And though I think that Democrats are not effective at a lot of stuff, I think that this is completely beneficial to the people who rely on Medicaid and food stamps. 1 in 5, almost half of the kids are on Medicaid. Yeah, and please don't let nobody up here be pro-life. And 4 in 10 births are covered. Once again, please don't let nobody be pro-life, because y'all don't care about anyone. You all care about who you care about. And we always have these conversations. And it's always focused on pointing the finger at poor people. Y'all need to do this, and y'all shouldn't have did that, and you all only care about people with money. We are essentially in a class war at this point. This is not, it has nothing to do with race. I don't care nothing about racist, nothing. Y'all don't hear me say that until it's time to talk about it. But right now, we're talking about class wars. We're talking about widening the gap between the people with a whole lot of money and average people. The average people are going to be people in poverty, period. At a certain point, nobody's going to be able to afford anything except for the people with a lot of money. So you got a lot of money, and you got people with nothing. And if y'all want to do that, perfectly fine. Go ahead. Listen, I'll get out this country, because if that's where we headed, I'll bow out and I'll leave. But y'all need to stop pointing the finger at Democrats also. You want us to stop pointing the finger at Republicans. I don't know if y'all like Republicans or not. Y'all can cyber slurp them all day long. I don't care. But they are actually passing a bill to hurt average Americans with low-income households. And that is an average American, low-income people.
Can I point out, they're not passing a bill to hurt anybody. They are passing a bill that could hurt or will hurt. So when you say they're passing a bill to do something, that implies that the intent is to have that outcome. And that's not.
Well, that's my opinion. Sorry.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
hold on, Khalil. Dave had his hand up, and I'll come right to you next.
Right. So the thing that is troubling is we start spitting out talking points without any context. So if in fact you have people who are not paying into the system, have never paid into the system, who are here illegally, and they are getting, $1,500 a month in food stamps, if they are getting housing, if they are getting free Medicaid, and you are cutting to eliminate those funds. Plus, on top of that, when you deal with the fact that there are things in these bills that need to be cut because they are wasteful and they are not a good usage of the money, then yeah. So when we talk about the 1 in 5, it's not 1 in 5 Americans, it's 1 in 5 people in America who overall are in this, and that includes a bunch of illegals that we have been taking care of. There have been 10 million illegal immigrants coming to this country, because what's starting to happen is the American people are starting to wake up and saying, listen, damn the Democrats, damn the Republicans, we need to focus on issues, and we are done paying everybody else's way when we can't pay our own way. As a person who came up in the projects, as a person who understands how these programs are supposed to work versus how they have been bastardized and manipulated so that Democrats have a stronghold, it's a little bit more complex than just saying they're just slashing prices like Crazy Eddie in 92 for the sake of slashing stuff. There are things in there that need to be cut. And why in the world are we paying for people? Just like stupid ass Republicans are sitting around bugging out and telling people, you know what, we're going to take care of Argentinian cattle farmers when we're not taking care of American cattle farmers when Trump ran on America first. I can do it both ways. My issue is when we start talking about who is slashing what, we have to look at why we're slashing these things. And that's why people got upset with Doge. And all of a sudden, all the Democrats that had Teslas was off burning people's Teslas and every damn thing else because of the fact that they were cutting wasteful spending. Somebody's got to cut the wasteful spending because 60 years of wasteful spending and black neighborhoods are still tore up and we ain't got nothing to show for it.
Go ahead, Quill.
I was just gonna say, look, only people I hear talking about this for real is the people that's the broke people and the people that don't want to stand next to broke people. Like, come on now, if you can't afford it, man, go afford it, man. Work on yourself so you can afford it. I'm sorry, like that's just how it works. And the thing is, people that's getting over in our community, we already know that people get over on food stamps, SNAP, or any type of benefits if they can. It's plenty of people that get it that don't need it. Like anybody that's a business owner on here know it's super easy to get EBT, especially if your name ain't on no W-2 and you making W-9 income or your income is getting paid through a business. Come on now, it's easy as hell. All you gotta do is tell them that I don't have no place to stay or I'm staying with a family member. And as long as your name ain't going on no W-2, you can get the food stamps. So all they want to do is shrink it. They just, yeah, some people not gonna get it. It sucks. But come on now. We ain't, how can I put it? The taxpayers ain't supposed to be subsidizing people's lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't paying for crab legs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could get them, get them. I ain't hating on you if you could get them. But if you find out you're getting them, come on now. We can't be doing that. We gotta have some stipulations, and I think our community hates stipulations. Every time somebody wants to put a form of some type of control on something that they feel like they're getting away with, they want to push back against it. And we just love handouts, man. Go get it.
Let me just play this last clip to this topic, and then we'll go ahead and finish it out.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd already called on. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
Madam Secretary, question to you. So I know you addressed the contingency fund, but SNAP has never run out of funding in its 60-year history. That's right. During a shutdown. Why were past administrations able to find funding to keep it afloat in a shutdown that you can't?
Well, let me see. I've got a chart I want to show you all on the SNAP funding. My charts are slightly wanky because our print shop is closed because we're furloughed. So it was a little arts and crafts time over at USDA early this morning. So this is the chart of the SNAP program. Now, I know everyone can't see this, but this goes back to October of 2023. And I want everyone to follow. This is the red line that under Joe Biden, you see an almost 30% increase in the cost of the SNAP program over the 4 years that President Biden and the USDA was overseeing it with Congress funding it. And you see now the downward trend since President Trump was reelected November, and we've had about 650,000 people move off of SNAP since President Trump was elected. A press conference for another time. That's obviously the goal of all these programs, is to move families into real work and the dignity of that. I say that because the astronomical costs of the SNAP program under Joe Biden was historical, it was unprecedented, and we don't have the same levels of funding that were there in the past.
Ever been to the food bank before?
No, we never have.
This is your first time here?
Correct.
Are you scared?
Well, highly afraid because, I mean, we didn't ask for these kids to come, and what are we going to do? Deny them? We have them. We have to take care of them. We have to find a way, and it's hard right now with everything that's going on. People are even afraid to come out of their houses to work. It's really bad. And especially with everything going on with the president saying that we have to hang in there, how are we going to hang in there with the kids? Like, there's no way at all.
And Thanksgiving coming up.
Especially, imagine the people. It's not fair for anybody.
What is your message right now to the federal government?
I mean, what can we say?
Or did she just say nobody asked for these kids to come?
Yeah, she said that.
Talking about her own, bro. Them your kids, huh?
Yeah.
See, and this is what I'm talking about. That's that Democrat shit, man. That's that shit, man.
I think people need to be forced into. And I'm not saying that I think food stamps should be cut. I'm just speaking in general in life. I think that a lot of people need to be forced into situations so that they can realize how strong they are and that they actually can. They don't need a crutch. I got some people that I know who got, somebody staying in their house, like a family member who just wasn't, they stopped paying rent 4 months in a row, they behind. And they not even talking about all that type of stuff. And I'm just like, yo, they gotta get out. It just is what it like, they gotta get out, they gotta figure it out. This person's an adult, they're a grown man, they older than me, they gotta figure it out, if we keep bailing them out, they never gonna learn. They always gonna have somebody right there to just kind of, I ain't got nowhere to go. Now you can find somewhere to go. Sleep in your car, whatever you gotta do. But in general, I think that people don't realize how powerful they are. Even me, when I was young, I was a victim too. I remember I was about to lose a job one time, and I knew I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And I was just thinking like, well, what about this? Like, what about, I'm thinking in my head, like, what I'm gonna do here? And like, that's not their responsibility to figure out what I gotta do here. None of that is, I'm thinking like this gotta be illegal. All that, I was thinking all that type of shit, right? But we gotta be forced into a situation sometime to realize that we can actually depend on ourselves to get us out of it.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a mindset, bro.
Please just don't cut Section 8 benefits. That's all I do. Leave Section 8 alone. Section 8 people didn't do nothing to y'all. Like Section 8 didn't do nothing to nobody. I need them to keep. Matter of fact, I need them to increase Section 8 benefits in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Texas, Kansas, St. Louis, New Mexico, and Arizona. Oh, and Maryland. If they could do that, then hey, to hell with SNAP. But I need Section 8 benefits to be untouched.
I agree with the guy with I can't see because that thing is over. But I agree. I just think that it needs to be documented income, meaning you have to have a income stub from some company that's saying that you're working 40 hours a week, not your own. It has to come from a legit company, and you're not able to make the bill. If you're an entrepreneur and you're not making enough money, well, that's not the talent for you. Go get a job. Sorry.
Wait, what happened? What's wrong with entrepreneurs shouldn't be able to get it?
What I'm saying is you should be working 40 hours a week, being productive, 40 hours a week documented, because just like the guy in the, I can't see.
You talking about me? My co-will, baby.
Yeah, my eyesight is bad. Sorry, my brother. Because I personally feel that people are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, but I don't think you think entrepreneurs are taking advantage of it?
Oh, absolutely. My hairdresser's open 2 days out of the week and she gets it. Why you not open more days?
Yeah, it's a lot of it, bro. Like I said, bro, it's
wait. So, wait a second. So
the hall monitor is going on here.
If you get paid in your business, you can tell the government that you don't have no income because you don't have no.
Yeah, it's a hustle.
No.
Ultimate amount of pocket watching. If your hairdresser's open 2 days a week, maybe she makes enough money in those 2 days to not have to work.
She don't need food stamps.
You don't know what her overhead is, though.
Yeah, so this is the thing, right?
Unless you got payroll or balance sheets and employees and things like that to take care of rent and all that, you can't necessarily say that, because I know plenty of entrepreneurs who
always have non-entrepreneurs pocket watching entrepreneurs.
So this is the thing. You're absolutely right. But if you're sitting here saying that people need to be working 40 hours a week, right? It seems like you're picking and choosing who is who. That's what it sounds like.
No,
Shannon's basically saying that if her hairdresser needs food stamps, she shouldn't be open 2 days a week. She should be open.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with being a hairdresser, but you should open more days if you're not making enough in the 2 days.
So we agree on that, right? But the problem is you said entrepreneurs shouldn't be able to get it. And in
that particular situation, not all of them. If you're working and you're productive and you can show that you're productive, for example, when you're on YouTube, your hours are stated, right? You can pretty much say it's a paper trail, so to speak. But it's a lot of people who are using that, and they're just using the system. Yeah. And you're doing this for 10, 5, 10, 15 years. Yeah. At that point, that job is just not working for you.
Yeah. So I think if you actually have, your ducks in order, you have good paperwork, you should it's different if you got I'm saying I'm an entrepreneur, but I don't have an LLC and I don't file my taxes and I don't like do the proper things. That's different. But I think that so many entrepreneurs, like a lot of them have small margins, and a lot of them actually need it just like anybody else. Like and a lot of people see, like, they'll see a big number in your bank account. Oh, you got $100,000 in your bank account, but $95,000 is associated. I got payroll. I got all it. Like, you might not actually have any money because you're managing money and you're managing people. You can be an entrepreneur who like, yo, I gotta make sure that this ship stay afloat because I know that if it don't, that person is not going to have anything anywhere that they can go, and that person is not going to have anything that they can do. Because the entrepreneur is like, yo, you gotta figure it out to make sure that everybody around you, like, you might have 10, 20, 30, 100, 150 people who are depending on one person to keep a ship running. So, like, I think entrepreneurs absolutely, like, they need help too.
I mean, let me just say this. So in that, and I'll take that in consideration. But if we're going to sit here and we're going to say that, right? I'm just tired of it always being a conversation about, oh, it's just single moms who don't want jobs, right? If you just had a whole argument of why entrepreneurs also need SNAP, why is it the face of SNAP is this single mom who needs to feed her children and she don't have a job?
Can I be honest? I'm talking about this, but I've never actually met an entrepreneur personally that has been on SNAP. Most of it, and I'm not considering like a woman who braids hair out of her house an entrepreneur. Like, in this situation, I'm talking about legitimate paperwork, all that type of stuff. I've never actually met one that's on SNAP. I've only met the thousands of like women and normal people who are on SNAP, not actual entrepreneurs though.
All right, Bo had a hand raised in the back.
Number one, I really want people to understand something about beauty professionals. If she works 2 days a week, it's probably not because she's choosing to. My schedule has a lot of holes in it right now, and this is not something that I'm choosing to do. I could probably I work 4 days a week on schedule. In some weeks I can reduce that down. I can consolidate and reduce that down to like 3 days a week, and that's not my choice. So I just want people to stop pocket watching beauty professionals. We do not do this on purpose. Also, Dave, I really want you to prove to me how undocumented immigrants are receiving any federally funded benefits, because they don't. But I do want the proof.
Okay. So a lot of them find loopholes. There's a thing called mixed status households. I'm not going to get into all the breakdown, but all you need is one person. And if you're up and somebody's there, or there is a naturally born child, which is why a lot of people are trying to close birthright citizenship. Yeah, it is absolutely possible for that household to receive those funds. That's it. I know good and hell well that you can't legally receive it if you're illegal, but there are always loopholes. And then you've got emergency funds, you've got state funds, things of that nature. So if we're just talking federal, you're absolutely right. But there are exceptions, and there are things, like I said, mixed status households.
What about the 1.6 billion that in assistance that the illegals got in Chicago?
No, because that's a state thing. She's hanging her hat on federal as if we can't process anything beyond just that, because those funds are still impacting tax-paying citizens. And especially in your case, what you were saying, Willie, as far as Chicago goes, that literally is impacting Black people because they put all the illegals in the Black areas. So, yeah.
Well, the Cubans and the Haitians can get the SNAP benefits due to the agreement that America has with Cuba. So they automatically get it. All for real. Undocumented. Yes, they do.
But we know what undocumented immigrants people are talking about in this. So let me read this.
Well, you said you just wanted examples.
You got examples. You got examples.
Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
So under the law, Title IV of the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996 established comprehensive restrictions on the eligibility of non-citizens for federal public benefits. These restrictions apply to the majority of non-naturalized foreign-born persons, including lawful permanent residents, asylees and refugees, non-immigrants, and unauthorized immigrants. However, the restrictions vary based on immigration status. This report provides an overview of unauthorized immigrants' eligibility for federal and state public benefits as outlined by PRWORA. It concludes with issues for congressional considerations, as well as a selection of CRS reports and resources related to this topic. And so the exceptions are treatment under Medicaid for emergency medical conditions other than those related to an organ transplant, short-term in-kind emergency disaster relief, immunizations against immunizable diseases, and testing for treatment of symptoms of communicable diseases, services or assistance such as soup kitchens, crisis counseling, and intervention in short-term shelters designated by the Attorney General as delivering in-kind services at the community level, providing assistance without individual determinations of each recipient's needs, and being necessary for the protection of life and safety. Programs for housing or community development assistance or financial assistance administered by the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Programs under Title V of the Housing Act of 1949 and assistance under Section 306C of the Consolidated Farm and Rural Development Act to the extent that the non-citizen was receiving this assistance on PRWORA's date of enactment. So we have state public benefits, which is completely different, right? Treatment for emergency conditions, short-term in-kind emergency disaster relief. It's basically everything except for the housing that I said before. So that's what they get. And it's not what you were saying. So this is not like all of these undocumented immigrants, because I really wish we would stop calling them illegal. But however, I will call them undocumented immigrants because I think that they deserve respect because they are humans.
But they're here illegally, which is why we call them illegal immigrants.
Right, which is what President Obama even said. If you're here illegally, regardless, you're illegal and you're going to be deported. But now we're worrying about terms.
But the reason why I say that is because I want us to be fair. We are a panel of Black people sitting here, right? And we have been, you know what?
Semantics.
I'm a breathe because I'm not gonna do this today. But yes, Dave, I really encourage you to be who you are today. I really appreciate you being who you are. So we are a panel of Black people sitting here, and we over hundreds of years have been dehumanized by certain language. And when you are calling someone an illegal alien, illegals, you are dehumanizing them as well. And I think that they deserve some type of grace from people who it has been done to. That is why I choose to do it. You all choose to do whatever you want to do. I completely agree with the status of their citizenship. Maybe they are here illegally, but they are undocumented immigrants. So that's why I say that. But do what you want to do. Okay, the reason why they is
can I, if I could, a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm not putting anybody's interest over the interest of my people. That in and of itself has never worked out for us in this country. Black people put themselves over the interest of the gays. That has not turned out well for us. We put ourselves over the interest of civil rights. That has also not turned out well for us. When we talk about stats, 16.2 million people live in a mixed status family. When it comes to SNAP in and of itself, 6.6 million people lived in households where all members were eligible based on immigration status, and 5.2 million of those people live with what's called mixed eligibility. So when you talk about that, when you have 1 in 4 adults with mixed status families talking about their trying to get safety net programs, we have issues, but all those numbers can be found on the Urban Institute. Any way you slice it, when it comes to dignity, where is ours? And why are we putting on capes for people who ain't putting on capes for us? Because all you got to do is look at those meetings at City Council with Mayor Brandon Johnson, when you got illegals calling Black women lazy and they need to go out and get a job while they're using the COVID funds that were supposed to be going to Black people who need help, who have paid into the system, and telling them that they're lazy and everything else. To me, you're literally saying, you know what? Let's not let's not go ahead and get them out of here. Let's make sure that we give them the gun, put the bullets in the gun, and have them shoot us in the head. No, I'm sorry. I'm black people first. Then I'm America first. Then after we take care of all of ours, then we can take care of the illegal immigrants / undocumented people, or whatever you'd like to call them. No, because they damn sure ain't going to bat for us like that. Because when I look around, I don't see them standing in solidarity with us.
Hey, so also illegal immigrants is the people who jump the border. Undocumented immigrants can be a tourist who overstayed a visa as well. So that's why they're different, because an illegal immigrant will never be an undocumented immigrant, because they're here illegally. An undocumented immigrant is someone who came over here legally but could have overstayed their passport or their visa. Excuse me, overstayed their visa. So that's why there's a difference between those two terms.
Does that make sense to you, Bo? Nice.
All right. Anybody else on this?
Don't touch Section 8, please.
I have something. If it would be allowed, it's not from me. But if it's allowed, just a little bit from someone else, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so I've been listening to this conversation, and everybody seems to be well informed based on their position and where they stand and what they see. That's all well and good. Those are actual problems external to the Black population in this country that pushes in on us and put pressures on us. The fact that as Black people, our lives have been systematically jacked into the system that we don't control. I would like to hear one of these conversations that my daughter is invested in talk about the fact that we know that across this country, in Black pockets, is a wealth in the billions, and start talking about how we in our own local communities can connect with other local communities and talk to each other in a more solidarity, to build a way for us to survive in this country without being totally dependent on a federal system or a system that we have no control over. I would love to hear a lot of this solidarity talk about these are the problems we face, and here's how we can do that. What's happening in your community that's not happening in mine? How can we stitch this together on what we share in common? Thank you.
She's spitting. She don't sound like Bo. She said, "Yo, how can we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps?" That's what she said. How can we come together?
You know what? Shut up, Mike. I mean, I got $1 in my pocket, but multiply that by how many millions of us that are here? Oh my God! If all of us put $1 aside a day in some kind of agreed upon system in our own communities, man, we'd be, oh my God, hundreds of billions of dollars. To see that wealth would bring us together and say, how are we going to make this happen? But we ain't supported by somebody that will not support us. I don't care if it's Democratic or Republican. They are not supporting us. Sorry. We have to do it ourselves. We have to stand up on our own. Every other immigrant population that came here, the Chinese, dealt with each other and built wealth where they now have a big support system.
Bo, this is exactly what I was talking about.
I thought she was gonna put her dog on the phone. That's what I thought she was about to put on the phone before the lady started speaking.
Cleo can too.
I thought she was gonna put the fox on the phone.
Okay.
Bo, you remember when I was
hard to, if you want Black people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, all you have to do is find a Black person that's done and do the same thing they did. Nothing about our success is patented or copywritten. So if it worked for me, it'll work for you.
Bo, you know what I was telling you? I was talking the other day and I was telling you about like how Black people don't have a culture outside of like, fashion and, you know, food and dancing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's what I was talking about. So your mom's idea is beautiful, but I think a lot of the black people who got their head on straight think like that, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, since we don't have that culture in the other, you know, sphere when it comes to organization and stuff like, and we don't have, you know, share the same values, that makes things like that so hard, right? It makes it so difficult to actually do things like that. But that's what we all want, and it makes it almost like, at this point, it's almost like it may be unrealistic because we don't share the same values. But I would love for that. But it's like saying like, oh, the black agenda, and then it's like, all right, what is that? What's the black agenda? And some people think they know what it is, but I think that's like a bunch of, and I'm not saying it's a problem, a bunch of women kind of, you know, putting their whatever they think, trying to take the lead and like, this is the black agenda. And then it's like, no, we don't agree on that. So it's like, where are we now?
It's interesting.
So one of the reasons why it can't happen when it won't happen, because they have a crutch. And as long as people who has a crutch going to continue to use that crutch, they're not going to do anything. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the giddy up about most people. Most people who receiving these SNAP benefits are not disabled, or mentally disabled, or physically disabled. Most of them, unfortunately, are not. Most of them are not elders who are receiving these SNAP. They're able bodies. They choose not to do. They've been on this crutch so long they feel like, oh, why should I do it now? Why do I need to get up and get out and get something? Shout out to Outkast and Goody Mob. They're not going to do that. So to have this idea, this kumbaya moment we just heard with Bo and her mom's speech, that sounds good in theory, but it's not going to happen. We can't get along on deciding on we're going to boycott Target or boycott anything. We can't. So all of a sudden you want me to spend my paper? You want me to give paper? You think we're going to do that as a collective? For what? It's not going to happen, unfortunately. Now, you can do it in small pockets in your tribe, maybe in your small community, amongst your family. You could probably get things done. But as a whole, until we get rid of that crutch forever and no longer have that crutch and actually have to get out there and grind and get it, it's not going to happen. Stop depending on the government. Stop depending on your Uncle Sam. Stop. Then see what happens from there. Then see if we could come and collect. Now we're forceful when we do it. When we have to do it forcefully, we will. But when there's voluntarily, oh, well, we could, no, it's not going to happen. I'll leave it there.
All right, let me get to these super chats, and I got one more. Dedicated to my children with the One Lapeef Network membership. Schizo Lapeef, I am S1 admin. Every active duty member will be back paid. Igene, $2. They are replacing illegals with Ukrainians. WP, win. And lastly, Sean with the $9.99. Black people make up 25% of SNAP recipients, 35% of whites, 45% of Republicans were on the ACA, as opposed to 35% of the Dems. Republicans fight against their own interest receipts. Well, thank you, everybody has contributed to the platform. If you haven't already hit the like button, the likes are low. All I'm asking is that you hit that like button and go ahead and share the stream while you edit. Moving on to our next topic. We'll play this clip. We got a wife that respects her friends more than her husband.
Do when your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about,
About to go down.
respects and appreciates her friends more than she does her husband, who pays the bills with her.
Please define for me respect.
If I call her and she on the phone with one of those friends that's back there, hey, you know friends when he like. My point is, she don't respect my energy and effort to stay in our relationship, stay in our marriage, and stay with our children, stay with her. She respects their opinions, their thoughts, their...
I'm paying attention to how you're even referring to your wife right now. Like I'm paying attention to the fact that you're willing to humiliate your wife in front of thousands of people also. So what is it that you do inside of the house that will make it to where she can actually respect you? Because just because you pay bills and things like that doesn't mean that you will be able to get fully that level of respect. Hold on. Because if you say you pay bills, but if I'm coming to you about a concern, if I'm coming to you about something I'm grieving, something you hurt me on, something that I feel abandoned on, will you give me the safety to be able to talk about it? Can I trust you emotionally? Can I trust you spiritually? Can I trust you financially? Can I trust you in all of these aspects to prove that you give me a level of emotional security? Do we actually have a partnership? Because just because you married does not mean that you have entered into an actual partnership. Are we truly aligned? Because I hear you and I understand that a wife is supposed to respect you, but a husband is supposed to love a wife as well. So how are you loving your wife? Because a lot of times her lack of respect of you is a reflection of your lack of love for her, the appropriate love. So that's my question to you. What are you actually doing that will allow her to come up to that level to where she can respect you as the head of household?
And this is to the men in the room. We got to stop reducing ourselves to a paycheck and paying a bill. You added that as if that replaces you being a person.
She pays most of the bills. I manage the bills.
Mr. Paul, I love you. We gonna quit while we ahead, Mr. Paul. So can we talk after the show, Mr. Paul, me and you? All right, let's talk after the show.
She does her.
Oh God, damn! Can't even defend the nigga for real now.
Well, this nigga, bro.
No, you can.
Well, no, it's not. You obviously defend it because this is the thing, right? All these women on these panels, it's hard for to respect anything they say when you know what their real lives are like and what their real character is like. And it's just weird how it was automatically the man's fault. Ayana's old ass did it. Kitty's ass eating ass did it. It's always the man's fault when it comes to some shit like this. It's never answer the fucking question oh, so your wife is not getting off the phone with you when you call. Getting off the phone with her friends when you call and send you the voicemail. That's trash. That should have been the first thing addressed. And I will be fair and say that once bro said that she pays all the bills, I understood immediately why he's not getting her respect in the house.
Period.
I get it. It mean it's right. I just understand where it's coming from. But the day that your woman sends you the voicemail because she's on the phone with her friends and shit, it should tell you everything you need to know. And being a proponent of, divorcing people over disrespect and unmet expectations. I know bro's 65 plus, but he got at least 15 years left to live. I wouldn't want to live them motherfuckers being miserable, being a second-class citizen in my own home.
Nope.
Yeah, bro. He started off. It was sounding good, and I was about to feel bad for him because I was thinking the same thing. Man, why is she even asking about any of this? She should be referring to what he's talking about. And when he said she paid most of the bills and he managed them, you sound like a whole broad, dog. That's why she don't respect you, my nigga. She talking to her man on the phone, bro.
It's a loophole though to having a woman pay all the bills. Now I'm the nigga. I'm always pay all the bills, but the loophole is to still be you be like a pimp, be a player.
That's the
only loophole to not be for not to be gay.
They not paying the bills. That's not even a concept where they even realize they paying the bills, bro. In that concept, she working for him and he paying the bills, bro. She don't even feel like she paying the bills unless he start doing too much. She gonna be like, well, nigga, I do all this, nigga. But
I'm on record saying that I don't really like, traditionally I don't like women who make a ton more money than me. I've never met one, but I still probably wouldn't be ideal for me. I like the structure that I have. However, if I was to ever be with a woman who made so much more money than me, I'm still wearing the pants in that house regardless. I don't care about none of that. I'm managing wherever this money is going.
I don't care.
That's how it is.
Yeah, I'm still paying the bills. If she make more money than me, I'm still paying them. She's still moving in with me. Shit, I'm not moving in her house.
This is crazy.
No, he's completely out of order. And again, he doesn't care. When he came up to the microphone, he didn't have a mask. And he's like, I just want to say, what do I do when I call her? And bro, you're not even a man from the gate to be respected. Your energy doesn't demand any type of respect. So yeah, though, you're not no type of husband, homie. No wonder she out with her girlfriends. You're not doing nothing for her. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Any man asking a question to the people on that show is not there's no question that I'll need to ask them on that show for advice for with my woman ever.
Not in this lifetime or the next.
You sound like a bitch. For real.
So okay. Y'all had y'all moment, but we can't act like this shit doesn't really happen. And so where is a man supposed to ask that question? Even now, doing it on that show, maybe. Hold on, time out, dog. I didn't interrupt you.
You always
right now, some of y'all scared of for a woman to make more than you makes you less of a man. Then you wasn't a man from the giddy up.
Carry it.
I wouldn't make a goddamn dime when I was in college, but I was that goddamn man. When I was on scholarship, I was that goddamn man. When I was unemployed, I was that goddamn man. Now, whether you have to have money to make you a man, then you ain't no man. not in my opinion. Now you could say something different. That's on you. But as far as the situation, we can't act like this doesn't happen. We've seen shit like we watched the shit go down where a woman will have more respect for her friends than her own man, and he's paying off. We've seen this shit. We watched this. We talked about it last time. That Tory, the Tory Hart. That's the same goddamn thing. That's the same. She had no respect for Kevin Hart. And when he was making all money, she still had no respect for that man. She stood there making jokes. This man still take care of her, and they ain't been together almost damn near 10 years. But she has no respect for the man. So we can't act like it doesn't happen. Or it's not going down, even if he is paying all the goddamn bills. Now, his situation is he ain't got much to fight. But doesn't mean the whole scenario is not legit. I'll leave it there.
I don't think that your money makes you. I'm sorry, Noam, you were next. I'll pause. Go ahead.
Okay, so in my opinion, I think this is a good example. Even so, and this is a good example how women have lost reverence for men. Period. Majority of the time, a lot of women don't respect men anymore. A man's and so I've said this before, and I'll say it again. A woman's submission is not dependent on a man's provision. And even if so, and I'm just gonna bring it down to say that even if she's making more, she should not be disrespectful in that way to him. In any way, shape, or form. I think that's the I hear what you guys are saying, like him going and asking this panel, and we can make jokes on it, and it's funny.
I was serious.
But the fact of the matter is, this man is speaking about the fact that his wife does not respect him, and I see that a lot of the time when women make more money than the man. It becomes a power struggle, a control factor. And women tend to, whenever I see women like that, they become more egotistical and tend to they emasculate the man. I'm not saying all, okay, but I'm saying majority of the time that's what ends up happening. And I think that's what we should pay attention to is and I hear what you guys are saying, but it's very difficult for me to sit here and
I get it.
This is okay.
I get it. It happens, but see, the thing is, those men have to realize that they shouldn't be with those type of women.
Oh, big dog, you got at least let her finish. You got at least let her finish.
My fault. I apologize.
I think he came in at a good time.
I thought she was finished. Come on, man.
Man, we got two niggas.
Hold on. I mean, but she the one that got to determine it. Hold on. How about y'all ask if she was done?
I ain't never had to worry about that. That's more mine than me, brother.
No, go ahead and finish. If you want done, go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
No, it's okay. I'll just listen.
No.
And check the back chat. We got our hands raised. Trying to demonstrate good decorum and shit. You got to read the back chat.
Well, I think that so in that situation, what I said was I was being completely honest. Like, old head is a hoe, right now. No, he don't have to be. He can change. He can change from being but he got to go in there and ask them women
He's 65.
Yeah,
he can change his depends, bro. What are we talking about? That's right.
You're right. He being a hoe right now. It just is what it is. But hopefully we'll see if he can change. I
If
don't
you
know.
a hoe at 65, you don't live 65 years of your life being a hoe. You think you're gonna change for the last 15?
I don't know. We gotta put him in your class. I don't know.
No,
But
bro.
that's essentially the issue, right? It's the issue. She don't respect him, and he's with her still. So like when you allow people to disrespect you and you still give them access to you, that's it right there. That's the answer. That's the answer to them that they can do what they want, what they're doing. They can continue to do what they're doing. It's really that simple. It's all on him, and he got to go there and talk to He's too old for that. He's too old to not like. I had problems. I never had problems with women, but I fully understand women now at this point in my life. Fully understand women. So the problems that I used to have, or the confusion that I used to have, I'll never have moving forward. Right? I'm not 18 no more. If that makes sense. You live and you learn.
Yeah, man. The thing is.
Hold on, bro. Wait, you skipping us again? I was me and Dave got his question.
Okay. I see it now.
Y'all killing me. So listen, you don't have to have money to be a man, but you do have to have money to be the head of a household. That's the part I think that we different. Being a man is one thing. Like Hank said, in college without bread, he was a man. But he's the head of his household because he can provide and he can cover that entire household. That's what we're talking about now, and that's what he's not. Buddy is not the head of his household. And unfortunately, if you are not the head of your household, there are certain levels of respect that you're just not going to be given by most women. He happened to have married one of the average women who is not going to respect someone who is not paying all the bills. Like that should be common sense. But also to push back for what Hink said, the reason why men don't want women who make a lot of money, like for example, I would never in my life want a woman who makes the kind of money that I or Mont make. Because I know what it takes to make that money, and that women who make that kind of money are never good wives. They're not feminine. They have a hard time turning that business shit off. And then two, when women make money, they tend to they do it because they want to have their independence. Men make money. The first thing we want to go do is get a family or a Ferrari, whatever, but we're going to get a family right after. So like, that's the difference. The women who earn a lot of money tend to not have the traits that men want in their wives, because they have all of the traits that they tend to be themselves. Those women who are high earning usually become the men they need for themselves. So that's why we don't want those types of women. A woman who's making making $50,000 a month is not going to be a good wife to a man who is also making $200,000 a month. Like, it's because to do that, you have to be masculine. Unfortunately, the majority of the character traits it requires to be a good business person, entrepreneur, are all masculine traits, aside from the discipline. And you can't be emotional, you can't be logical. Like, you would think that a woman being logical would be helpful, but unfortunately, it's not a logical woman that we're going to be dealing with. We're dealing with a high earning woman who's still just as emotional with more money. So that's the difference. I don't think that a man is less than because he doesn't want to date a woman who makes a lot of money. I would say that if he did date a woman and the reason that he got with her and she was still feminine and shit, and his issue was that she can date up, that she makes a lot of money, then maybe. But that's just not what happens the majority of the time.
Well, that's the attitude. They ain't got to do with the money, though. I mean, you know what I'm
saying? They usually accompany each other a lot.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find a woman who makes a bunch of money and doesn't have an attitude to match it.
That's not true.
Go ahead, Shan. Go ahead. Speak on it.
Sorry, I'm getting ready. I gotta go to a brunch. But anyway, I was with the guys at the first when she started getting on him. I was like, wait a minute, you going at the wrong person, right? And that was going to be my rebuttal to the entire situation. But obviously, I think she's a therapist. She probably knew it was a little deeper than that. And she was able to get to the root of everything he ended up telling himself, right? But then I noticed how he said it, like with his chest, like I manage it, like a pimp, I think that. So I don't think that people have a problem. So what I heard, and I could be wrong, please help me if I did not hear this correctly. She pays the bills, he manages it, right? I don't think people have a problem with people who don't make as much as them, but you gotta be paying something. Like maybe you're not paying this, but you're paying something. But that didn't sound like what came out of his mouth. And so for that, that's a totally different story than somebody who just doesn't get paid as much as I'm getting paid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Bo, you got anything? Dave?
Um,
Oh well, wasn't you next?
I
Go ahead.
was, but I can yield. I'm good.
Yeah, Dave
Go
was
ahead.
next.
You good? I'll wait.
Oh, I didn't know. This in the back chat. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. Then we go to Bo.
Listen, I'm with Hank on this. You know, there was times in my marriage where I couldn't work and I couldn't do, what I do now. And my wife held it down, but I never took my balls off, put them in a drawer and said, here you go, honey, these are yours. Let me know when I can have them. I didn't ask for a permission slip. Like, that's not how that works. There's order in everything. That man does not carry himself like a man. His energy was, and she's her girlfriends. And even with that, my whole thing is, if she as a wife has an issue with that man, my question is, why did she marry him? Was he like that the whole time? Because like, you just don't de-evolve into a simp. Like, I feel like he had that simping energy from day one. And he was convenient for a time, but I think sometimes people outgrow each other, and he doesn't seem like the type to go, I manage the bills. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with managing the bills. What I'm saying is that dude, one, he was in the wrong place. Number two, he didn't have the right type of frame. And number three, he doesn't come across that way. Like, no, the reason she's out with her girlfriends is because he's not what she wants to come home to, because he's not exemplifying any characteristics that anybody who leads his household would have. Period, point blank.
I don't have any respect. I wouldn't respect any man that goes to tonight's conversation in the first fucking place. Let's start there. And then two, you thought that she was going to go check your wife in a room full of miserable, upset, lonely, unloved, overfucked women, and you thought you was gonna have somebody take your side. This is why old niggas gotta stay off the internet. Like, who will go? That's like me going to an LGBT community talking about want to be like, oh, I should get a hug because I'm straight. Like, you went to a room full of women that's in there with their girlfriends, tried to shame one of them, and then thought that the sisterhood and the hive-minded hope mentality wasn't gonna take over. And then you went up there and what you saying with your tampon string hanging out. Like, well, my wife doesn't answer the phone when I call when she's on the phone with her girlfriends. Like, I know black women love emasculating men, like they did with some of their responses. But sometimes, bro, we do it to ourselves. Like, he put himself in a feminine position, in a feminine environment, ask a feminine ass question, using feminine ass feelings, and then gets mad when he gets treated that way. Like,
the thing is, if he would have been all the way on point, bro, I think they would have been on his side. He just was on some. He was just he was half-assed with it. And she a therapist, so she probably saw what we didn't beyond the video. Because on the video, I'm like, damn, why did she go at him like that? But once you start asking him questions, and he came out and said that, because he's just a liar, bro. Because he said, I pay the bills. I heard that. I heard him say, I pay the bills. And the thing is, what I was trying to respond to Naomi is just like, men like that, you can't tell them about that. You gotta let them figure out that that's not the type of woman for them, unless they younger. But other than that,
he went to the same place that his wife and girlfriends went. Like, he paid money, probably spent her money to get in that motherfucker.
But it's Bo's turn, so let's let her go, man.
It say Naomi next.
No, that's old.
It say Naomi next.
That's old. That's old. He ain't never changed.
Y'all being messy, man.
A woman who would date a man or get married to a man that she doesn't respect, like, if you don't respect that man because he does not pay the bills or the majority of the bills or whatever, I think you should not marry that man, one. But I think that women like that marry men like that because they think they want a man that's like agreeable or someone that they can kind of like roll over. But then in the end, they end up being unhappy. Women don't want a man that they can roll over. Even the strongest woman doesn't want that. She thinks she does, but then she ends up being unhappy anyway. Because no one wants a partner that they can just roll over and run. But I agree with Willie. Like, I don't know why he was on tonight's conversation, and then like it was cool. I was like, I could, I was kind of rocking with him for a second. I'm like, you shouldn't respect your friends more than your husband. And then the man was like, she makes the money, I manage the bills. Wait, sir, go home, go home. I need you to go home because this is not a story that needs to be broadcasted. But I think that he got himself a woman who is like, I don't know anything about this woman, but I'm just assuming if she prioritizes her friends over him, that she is one of those women with a really bad attitude that treats him any old kind of way. And she goes and does whatever she wants to do, regardless of, whatever's happening in their household or whatever he wants to happen in their household. And he needs to get far away from that woman. Go get a job and get you another one.
He's
That's not it.
65. That shit is over. He better just stay there and die with that lady.
He probably got some young chick, bro.
The reason why he's saying she makes the money because she's still working. He's retired. That's what it is. He's retired. She's still going out talking 9 to 5.
Bills.
Hank, that's not what he said.
He said he paid most of the bills.
I'm telling you, if he was still working, maybe, but he's retired. He's retired, dude. I mean, he's not working no goddamn more. That motherfucker.
I wonder how the age difference, if there is an age difference.
It definitely is an age difference. He ain't no old lady going to no.
Tonight's conversation is full of old hoes, bro. Trust me.
65?
Well, hell no, bro. It's like 30, 40s, 35, 40s,
50,
man.
It's some 50, 55s in there because they want
Maybe
to
50.
young. They're competing with
I
the
can
young
imagine
ones.
a lot of 50s, 55s in there.
But even 50, that's 15 years younger than him, though. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's a little difference.
That's what I'm saying. He's retired. That's why he's retired. He's getting a once a month check, and maybe he's probably just getting eligible for Social Security. You know what I'm saying? And so she's still working a 9 to 5. So maybe he's probably about a 10 to 15 year difference, maybe.
But see, men like that always been like that, and I wouldn't even call him simps. Man like that is soft. He just soft, to be honest.
Softer than Charmin.
Just like Willie said, if you got to go up there and ask that type of question in that setting,
you already got your answer.
With your girls.
He had his answer the first time he called his wife, and then she sent his ass to voicemail, and then text him saying, "Hey, I'm on the phone with my girls." He had his answer then. Like, is he too old not to understand that as a man, if your woman doesn't have a certain amount of reverence and urgency and priority about you, she doesn't like you. Like, it's cool if, like, you know what I'm saying, her friend going through some shit, you know what I'm saying, she's like, hey, babe, I got to talk to my girl because she whatever, and we don't want nothing. But
with your girl and her friends
click over and answer the phone and say that, you know what I'm saying, verbatim. You know what I'm saying, but a lot of women don't do that to their men because they don't like them. I don't know what argument we could have, but like, you know what I'm saying, the nigga's a boomer on tonight's conversation. Like, that's killing me. Like, it's got to be an age limit to that fucking show.
Oh, I wonder what he said back to her, like when she sent him that text message.
He didn't
like,
say nothing back to her. She cut his phone off. So
he said, okay, yes, dear.
That's the problem.
That's
what he said.
Ain't nothing he could too much really say. I mean, he kind of embarrassed himself. He couldn't even hold no composure. I think he did what she expected him to do.
He was about to start crying.
I'm sure she's not surprised at his actions. Hey, are you guys familiar with an influencer, tall guy, King 68?
Yeah, King 68 the Great.
Yeah, the big tall guy.
Oh, King 68?
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
Okay, so it's this clip that I just ran across. It's kind of what we discussed. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I'm gonna get you guys' reactions, particularly the men. I want to know what y'all would do in this situation.
We're like 305. Oh, you gonna be at Coco at 305? Yeah. I know you. Where you know me from? Hold on. Huh?
Pure Vita.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Hey, that's ball.
Yo, that's
you ready? Whoa. Damn.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
She ain't even care.
She didn't give a.
That's at that time. I know it hurt, But that's when you just leave her, bro. You just
Man.
leave her, walk off.
Niggas,
I know, and it might hurt his soul, but at that point, you gotta just keep walking, bro. Go to your car, go to the bus, catch a flight, wherever home is, go home. If y'all live together, move. You know what I'm saying? Just leave. Just don't talk to her again. Leave her there.
It's a word for niggas like that. It's called a cuckold.
Yeah, niggas hoes get took every day. That's just what happened. He just realized right then and there in real time, instead of finding out by going through her phone or finding out by catching her in somebody else's section, that, you know what I'm saying, his girl was not his girl.
That's like in those situations, like it's two schools of thought in that situation. like
okay. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Yeah.
I'll be there like 3:05. Oh, you gonna be at Coco at 3:05? Where you know me from? Huh?
Pure Vita.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Oh, you gonna be at Coco at?
It's like two schools of thought in that situation, right? And one of the things that's going through your mind is like, yo, bitch, stop fucking playing with me. What like, have you lost your fucking mind? And like that like grab her by the hair type thought, right? But you don't do that. Yeah, you never want to do that. But I can understand that going through your mind, like you think you can play with me like this. But what you're supposed to do is you gotta keep it moving. You gotta leave. You gotta delete her number. Keep walking. Like don't never look back. Don't look back. Whatever. If she got stuff at your house, make sure that you ship it to her house. Block her. Like don't communicate with her ever again. Don't even argue with her. Don't. Oh, you did. I mean,
it's nothing to talk about, bro.
These women are rented. They're not even leased, because the lease is a signed contract. These women are rented, bro. Like he just saw that. Hey, the next owner is in line. Like that car just shows who she wanted to pick him out. Like, you know how you go to pick up a puppy and sometimes the puppy just pick you? That's what she just did to him. Like, and he was just standing there minding his own business. And Brady dressed like Freddy Krueger. Nah, he ain't no killer.
Goofy ass nigga.
But he walking in a nightmare.
Yeah.
And this is a lesson too.
If you know the whole game, you know when hoes choose they people that they want. And she most definitely chose that man.
And look, her dude ain't short either.
He's saying, but maybe an inch shorter.
He just light skinned with a big nose.
But go back, Lapeef, go back, JR. See the problem, they don't be respecting these niggas for reasons like that. It's already a reason right there. Go back. He walking on the wrong side. He don't even know like 3:05.
Oh, you gonna be at Coco at 3:05?
You don't know what side of the street to walk on.
Where you know me from? Huh?
Pure Vita.
I'll be there like 3:05. I'll be there like 3:05. Oh, you gonna be at Coco at 3:05?
Like I think he's calm too.
Huh?
Pure Vita.
Yeah.
I actually think he saw him too. I think he was trying to ignore it.
Cole, I don't care if you walking while I'm driving. Don't you ever do that in your life.
Oh, my thing is, yeah, that's the violation. But I'm saying it's already a problem from the get-go. These niggas be hoes, man. That's why your woman thinks she could do that. Because for the smallest thing, you're not no real man. You don't even know what side of the street to walk on with your chick, bro. It's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on. Matter of fact, if you would have been on that side, she probably wouldn't even seen that nigga. She wouldn't even been that close.
I wish my woman would stop and talk to a man while I'm walking down the street, but mine would know better. So that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah, crazy.
But I wish sometimes I feel like God knows who to play with and who not to, because that hasn't happened to me yet. Aside from like the little baby situation we talked about that one episode, but I would hate to be like walking down the street and then my woman think it's cool to stop talk to an athlete, Instagram celebrity she saw, drop my hand to go over there and talk to him. Listen, I'm gonna take his phone, put her number in, and let that nigga have her. and then just she gonna have a hard time getting back to wherever we came from, because I'm not looking back like that. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you guys about this. My old classmates.
No.
When they run into in public, hug. Hey.
No, your woman. If your woman don't respect you enough, if she, like, your woman should be. Your woman shouldn't walk on eggshells. But when other men come into play, she should feel like I'm not, like, because I know you're not playing with me like that.
What?
Yes.
When you out with your girl,
Someone they know.
Oh,
yes.
Somebody that they know. She should be so afraid that I might misinterpret this situation that she's like, hey, like, she give you a little punch on the shoulder. That's what should happen.
Bo, if you out with your dude and he go speak to a dude, you shouldn't be looking in that nigga face. And if the nigga speak to you or try to shake your hand, you should just look at your man and be like, "No, I'm cool." Like, that's men. We know what we're doing when we're around y'all. So, like, if we out in a circle, right, and I'm with my woman, you know, I'm a funny guy, and like niggas is laughing, and then the dude crack a joke. My girl not finna fucking laugh at this nigga's joke out of respect for me. Like, that shit's just not how it goes. You
If it's funny, she can't laugh.
no, because
Now, never take it to no comedy show.
no, it's a comedy show. I'm paying for her to make another nigga make her laugh. That's different. But what I'm saying is this: if she's not gonna give that nigga nothing to think that it's an opening, it ain't gonna be no conversation. Like, when I get up and go to the bathroom, she get up going to the bathroom too. She's just not gonna be sitting here in another nigga face. Like, that's what happens when you allow your women to operate in that. Oh, it's cool to be friendly space. Then you get your bitch took by a 6'8" nigga from Instagram.
That is true.
Because that's what you want to do. You can't stop her from getting taken. She got taken because she wanted to get taken.
Exactly. So it's not about me. I can't stop her being taken, but I can definitely enforce my rules in my program and what my boundaries are. And I've just described them all to you.
But
if a dude was able to get around that, then that's nothing. I can't do shit about it. You kick that hoe out, let her stargaze from outside. That's what they said in the Boondocks. It's the realest thing ever. I'm not fixing. I would even have doubled back for that girl.
No,
because I know what
right
you're
where
doing.
she is.
You bopping. You're not going up there because, like, oh, I know you. You going because you like that nigga. Like, you know how many times we see celebrities we don't speak to because, you know what I'm saying, they doing their own thing or whatever. You don't want to seem like a fucking groupie. She was cool, seeming like a fucking groupie. Like, and you only got one time to do some shit like that. It's not even a teachable moment. It's a fireable offense at that point. So he came back, grabbed her, walked away. Like, even if he do get some pussy that night, she thinking about him. She's not even gonna be in the same space with that nigga now because she already tried him like he a freak at a cut party.
I want to hear what Naomi and Bo thinking.
Can I respond before them?
I ain't gonna lie, Naomi been smiling ever since you said his name, so I want to hear what she thinking. He said King 68. She start grinning. I said, damn.
Hey, JR, that's why you can't hang out with M. White in public.
Yeah. Can I respond before them? JR, you want to let them go first? That's fine. Either way, it's fine.
It's totally up to them.
All right, go ahead, ladies.
Oh, they said go ahead, Hank.
All right, so yeah, these y'all dudes are saying y'all would explain to them. Once you explain to them, let me know y'all gonna go back to them. Yeah, y'all not gonna walk away for real. Y'all say y'all are, y'all ain't gonna walk away. Y'all gonna be right there trying to figure out why you doing that. No, you should have kept walking. He damn right. Now he dead wrong for going back. You should have kept walking. Let that bitch either go with him, with the dude, or catch a cab or Uber. I don't care how she get on. It's irrelevant to me no more. But see, at the same time, I'm the dude that my wife don't have no male friends or friends of the opposite sex. We don't play that shit. But y'all okay with that? But y'all have problems you stopping and getting with this 6'8" dude? Why? He's just like a friend. That's all he is. What's the goddamn difference? Y'all ladies go ahead.
Y'all see how Hank hear what he want to hear? Because I don't know what nigga on this panel was talking about going and explaining himself to shorties and trying to get like
He talking to the chat, bro. He just
feel guilty, man.
You talking to the niggas out there that
feel guilty. No. Coel, don't explain for you a grown man. You must feel guilty. I would even talking to you.
Y'all see what he jumped
on it.
Y'all see what he do?
If y'all
no, I wasn't talking about you, man. But Coel tried to explain to you. Coel tried to explain to you. I was talking to somebody in the chat.
Yeah.
But you feeling guilty is the reason why you said something now.
Y'all see what he doing?
Come on, dog.
You feeling
he was not referring to nobody up here, bro.
If your woman think it's safe to do you like that, then you already know what time it is. It's not a conversation needs to be had. You ain't gotta explain shit to her, like especially
right.
and then
Right, but that's what I was saying, Willie. You were saying if she, to me, I would expect her not to do it without me explaining it to her. Now, if she does it, like whether you tell her don't do it again, it's still gonna be like,
no,
man,
I'm not. I'm
something ain't right
well,
with that.
to be clear, I'm not telling my woman shit. She should know that already.
Well, you said you're gonna set boundaries.
No, I said those are the boundaries that I set. And by those boundaries, just my principles. I'm not finna explain this common sense shit to her.
Okay.
If a woman gets with a man, especially a territorial man as I am, and and does what I do, she should be understanding. She needs to do whatever it takes to maintain access to me. And being up another nigga's face is not doing that. Stopping while we're walking to, stargaze at some Instagram celebrity nigga is not doing that. Like those things should be common sense. And I don't date retarded women. Like so, this should be common sense to anybody that I'm with. Like to any woman like that. And like my woman, I understand wholeheartedly she gets that. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't be my woman. Like say we went out, me, you, your old lady, my old lady went out and ran into some of your friends. They speak to everybody. Like my woman is not reaching out to shake these niggas' hands. She'll head nod and then go back to getting her phone or whatever she's doing. Like that social friendly shit is where women get men fucked up and where men can get a woman fucked up when she get home.
Facts. Speaking of that, shaking the hand.
Hold on. Let me just get Naomi and Bo in there. Go ahead, Naomi.
Okay, so I know this creator because of the way that he moves. And this hold on. So so the reason I know him is because if you watch his content and you've ever seen him in person, you know that this particular type of man has a lot of attention to him. But he's not the type of man that's committed to any woman. There are a lot of women who he'll give attention. He's the type of man that it is inevitable. Like he's not practicing monogamy in any way, shape, or form. And he walks like it.
You know that personally?
I don't agree with you.
No.
Do you know that personally?
No, I don't know that personally. Okay. I'm just saying.
Y'all ain't gonna let her finish for shit, are you?
From what
she said she know because how he moves, so I'm just wondering.
But let her finish, y'all. Let her finish, because she cut it short last time, so just let her finish.
Okay, so fact of the matter is the woman was disrespectful. That's not how the way you move whenever when you're in public with your man. Me personally, if I was to be in that particular type of situation and I'm with my significant other, exactly what I'm doing is I'm taking his hand and placing him in front of me and saying, "Hi, this is my husband." There's no way around it. Doesn't matter if they know me. Doesn't matter if it was my best friend. It's not going to happen because my significant other is the head. So that, and I don't really know how to show a picture, but so if I come into contact with somebody and they know me, I'm taking his hand and crossing it over my body and saying, "Hi, this is my husband," and then my husband will shake his hand. I'm not going to. That's just the way that I move. That's it.
And she did all that shit on a date that nigga probably paid for.
All right, go ahead, Bo.
So I personally think what happened in the video was disrespectful. I personally would have been like, "Oh, I know him from TikTok or whatever." And then I would have just kept it moving because I have a thing about approaching people who are well-known celebrities, people like that. I think that they should be able to live their personal lives without people just being really intrusive and just walking up to them. But that whole, if I know somebody, if it's just a random somebody I went to school with, I'd just be like, "Hey," and keep it moving, "Hey." But somebody that I know, and I have a lot of guy friends. I have a lot of good guy friends from, my teenage years. And so, if I see them, I'm speaking like I'm not. But also I would introduce, "Hey, this is my whatever he is. This is such and such. one of my childhood friends, blah blah blah. And I would do that first because I wouldn't want it to be like an idea of, did you used to date this dude? Like, who is this guy? Like, I'm gonna clear it up first because I think that that's respectful. But I'm not speaking to someone that I know, especially.
What if he had smashed or had tried to smash? Would you speak then?
No, just out of respect. No, I wouldn't.
So
and then I would just.
What? And if you knew that he wanted to smash, but just hadn't, for whatever reason, that's why he's your friend. Would you still speak? Like when you know that he has other than platonic plans for you, would you still speak while you with your man?
If I knew, no.
Oh, well, you want me to tell you how you can know?
Sure.
Because every man on the planet wants to sleep with his female friends, and he just waiting his time. The only people who don't want to fuck you are the people at your family reunion, like that aren't your first cousin.
But that's
outside
not
of that, you can't trust me.
My bestest friend, my oldest friend is a guy. He's never wanted to.
How do you know? Just because he ain't tried to, or because you ain't did it yet? Now listen, I'll say this:
never been that dynamic between them.
Ugly women get a pass because dudes can be friends with ugly chicks. Like that's not a problem because we're too embarrassed to sleep with them. But if a woman is remotely attractive, you don't have any female, you don't have male friends. You have you have males that are waiting to fuck you. That man been your friend for 30 years and ain't got none. If you call him right now and like, hey, come blow my back out, he is on the fucking way. He'll skate to your house if you don't have gas money. Like, that's the point. Like, we got to stop acting as if like men have like that men and women or the women that have a lot of male friends. It's really just you got a bunch of niggas you ain't fucked yet, but they waiting their turn to.
Thanks.
Listen, I will accept that because I'm not a guy. But if I don't, like, if I know, because women know when guys want to smash.
They don't. I don't think you know if you, because most, I would say most. I mean, I haven't found a guy that wouldn't, because they may be disciplined, but it don't mean that they wouldn't. Like if you ask them a direct question and say, "Hey, if we was ever, would you?" If you haven't asked that question directly, and I still would think they would probably be like, "Nah, I wouldn't do it." But
I feel like I would throw up to ask him that question. I couldn't even get it out. I would throw up.
I mean, is it possible? I believe it's possible, but it's one of those things where it's highly unlikely that most men would if they had the opportunity.
Fellas, none of the women we date can have male friends because we don't date ugly women. None of them, unless you dating a chick who is like look just like her daddy. That male friendship shit is out. So if your girl is attractive and has male friends, you know what them niggas is there for. And it ain't because, you know what I'm saying, she's funny or all the other shit. Their homeboys is are way more funny than she'll ever be. Or that she's useful. She can't help them move. She can't, you know what I'm saying, she can't cook for them because she got a nigga. So again, if you think that these dudes just want to be your friends, they just trying to earn enough points, enough favor to get some ass.
But see, that's why I like having like my guy friends. Like I like them having women. Like as long as you got a girlfriend, you got a wife. Because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to
still fuck you when they married.
I'm just saying. What I'm saying is the likelihood of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want your attention to be on some other one because this is a true like friendship. Like every guy on the panel here, I could truly like be just friends with y'all. Y'all got women, great, and we could just be cool.
It's not a friendship if one person has any attraction to the other one at all. To me, I don't think it's platonic. You just like you can like I would never be friends with a girl that I'm attracted to. Not because I can't, just because I don't like. Well, I'm not friends with girls for the most part anyway. But but like I would never be friends with a woman that I'm attracted to because that just doesn't make sense to me.
And even if you think about it like this, like there's a reason why you guys are friends. So there's some form of attraction, where they got good conversation, whether they are very supportive. And these are the same qualities that you would look for within the opposite sex if you so choose to date that way. So there is an attraction. Now, whether it goes somewhere, maybe not. Maybe it might have been a time where there was a conversation or a thought, but for some odd reason, somebody swept it under the rug. But there is an attraction. I don't think that it's an insecurity, and I feel the same way on the other side. Like I think
it would make no sense for me to have any female friends if I was with somebody, because it's to me, it's just, there's no point unless I was on that type of time.
Me and my best friend, we were kids. We were complete kids. And so I think the only reason why I can 100% rule him out, I can't say nothing about the other guys. I give y'all that about, my other guy friends. Cool. But the only reason why I say that about him is, one, I dated his twin brother in high school.
So he'll definitely fuck you then. His twin brother told him what
No. I dated his he was dating my best friend when we were in high school. So we truly connected. We truly connected through art and all of this. So we really have always been like brother and sister the entire time. We've never had those conversations about what if or anything like that. I literally raised his kids with him. So we are literally just platonic. That's it. That's all. That's the only one I would say 100%. If I gave him the chance, he probably wouldn't do it no way.
Probably.
So that means you already attracted to him.
He probably wouldn't do
he
it.
never spoke it out loud. Don't mean he didn't have them questions.
Because never say you. I'm not the type to never say never. But if I had to be a betting person, I would bet that he wouldn't.
No, you can never say never to some things.
I would
never do anything gay.
Only reason he wouldn't is because you dated his brother. That's probably the only reason.
Man,
if him and his brother got that type of relationship,
I've seen some trifling family, Coel.
If Bo and his
trifling family members.
Listen. If Bo and his brother's relationship was that extensive, then I can see him not fucking his brother's ex. Come on now, I'm not smashing my brother's ex. I don't give a fuck how bad she is.
There was kids, right? Was it?
We were kids. We were 16 years old.
Oh
no, y'all was fucking then. So that's not kid.
God damn.
Hey, I did want to Mark put this in a group, man. It's the last one. We get up out of here, man. Mark put this in a group. It's still on topic. What we was talking about.
You could be a handsome 6'4" multimillionaire pro basketball player, and these women still won't respect you. Either she comes ready or not. You can't reform these women. She doesn't want to be saved. You met her as a single mother that was in the industry. What else do you think is going to come out of it? These women are enslaved to the Instagram lifestyle. That is all they want to do, is look good for IG, look good for the group chat. They just want to post the pictures. They don't actually want to build or do the grunt work of building a legacy. They're not conditioned nor trained. This is not the era of strong women that actually want to build strong relationships. These women are weak-minded, and they're enslaved literally to IG, to TikTok. That's what Kanye meant when he said Instagram got your bit. That's what she's still stuck in. She's stuck in the lifestyle. And most of these women are stuck in the lifestyle. They don't want to actually do anything for you. And these are the same women that say, I don't do 50-50. I want to be provided for. These are the women that come into a relationship with the mindset of she's going to do nothing. And then you get surprised when she does nothing for you. And it doesn't separate men just because they got money. Money isn't saving you from being around better quality women. It's only attracting lower quality women when you have so much money and resources, and you see it happen time and time again with all these individuals in pro sports, these entertainers. They choose the worst women because they're so stuck on the aesthetic. What is beyond that? Because these women aesthetics, the most you might get is an attractive kid, and guess what happens when a relationship is all said and done? Now guess what you're left with? Yeah, you got that baby and you got that child support. That's all he's going to have is child support when this is all said and done. Gentlemen, work on your psychology. You have to be strong-minded. Don't let the idea of loneliness force you into being into terrible relationships. I don't care how long you've been in it. The moment a woman is no longer adding value to your life, you walk away. He's still trying to reform her. She doesn't want to be saved. It was already cooked when you met her. So if you're a overachieving man that is struggling in terms of being able to attract a high-value woman, and you don't want to be stuck in the position of so many successful pro athletes, entertainers, trust Fund Bags Academy. I made it so that high-value men can actually align with high-value women. Because at the end of the day, nothing is saving you, especially not your ego. And until you put the time in and condition yourself to actually vet for the proper woman, It is going to pain you, and you're going to suffer from it, whether it's now or later. You will pay the price. The link is in the bio.
Man, she just coming back outside because her baby daddy outside. She ain't want that basketball player.
You got to realize too, Devontae Murray is not a top tier premium basketball player. So that woman probably feel like, well, if I can get this basketball player, I can go get me a nigga with a max contract.
No, nigga. NBA YoungBoy is her baby daddy, bro. He was just out there in Houston for his tour, bro. Why you think she at the club, man? Because she with her baby daddy, man. You seen her on stage going crazy. He got all his baby mamas in a chokehold, man. He was just stuck in the house for 6 years.
Well, he got 12 of them, so I mean, that's he got a harem of hoes. That's the case,
man. He was stuck in the house for 6 years, man.
But to my point, a lot of these athletes you see going through this, it's rarely like the supermax niggas that are going through this type of stuff. It's like the dudes, you know what I'm saying, who sign a 1 year, 2 year, you know, the 6, 7, 8 man type guys that go through this shit with these women, because women, you know, they aim higher and they say, well, I'm in the rooms now with the LeBrons, the Jason Tatums, all of those guys. So, you know, I might be able to go upgrade from, you know, Devontae Murray to, you know, PJ Washington. He got a 3-year, $194 million contract. Or, you know, Austin Reeves, you know, he finna get paid. So it's not a surprise. This is how these women are. They, you know, aim high like the Air Force.
I think the problem is the type of women that these guys are choosing. And I saw videos of Deontay Murray like a while ago, and I always thought he was a good dude because he just seemed like, yo, I'm not with all the bullshit. I'm a family guy. So it's interesting to me that he would end up with a girl like that. But it's all due to the woman you choose. It's good women out here, and it's birds out here. You gotta choose a good woman. Like, I don't know why he would choose a rapper's baby mom. It just don't. I think Sierra a good woman, but outside of that, like, you know, outside of that, I think Sierra a good woman, but outside of that, like, all these other type, like, nah, you know, so it don't make no sense to me.
They ain't spoken in a while.
I ain't pushing back on that,
man. I don't get it. I think one of the main things that's happening with these athletes and these rappers is nobody's telling them giving them no type of training. Like, you can tell straight up and down, like, no one has intervened in their life. From a man's perspective, you can always tell a dude that was not raised by his father, because, like, these are things that somebody needs to put in you, and it just does not make any sense that they keep getting caught up. It's like, it's NBA. Like, this is bad to me, to the whole Sierra point. This is bad to me. Him getting with NBA YoungBoy's baby mama is as bad as when Sierra got with Future, after breaking up with Bow Wow, after breaking up with 50 Cent. Like, at some point, man, like, you're responsible for every single bad choice you make. I'm not saying you can't make a better choice and you can't live and you can't learn, but some of this grief you brought on yourself. So yeah, no, you need some instruction.
And the thing is, man, he got what he wanted, not what he needed, though. So that's why he suffered these consequences right there.
That's it.
I tell men all the time, man, get what you need, not what you want. You say he's a good guy. Well, he might be a good guy. He's one of those guys who's looking to save a hoe. And he got a woman who needed to be saved, and he tried. It just didn't work out the way he thought it was, because he got a woman he wanted instead of a type of woman he really needed in his life. Man, leave these dirty, nasty heifers alone, man. Stop dealing. Why do you want to get one who's always on social media? Is that her life? Is that her job? Is that where she make money? Or she just on there because she just want to show her ass? Well, then, dog, you can't get mad at her if she like that. You got to accept the responsibility. You made a bad decision. Live with it. Man, don't mess around and give this heifer a baby. Now you're in a lifetime full of drama and issues. And you really going to be mad. Yeah, that's your fault, dog. Don't deal with these nasty ass heifers.
I think men need to start taking their L's in private and stop coming out and speaking on or speaking out against the women they date. Just stop fucking dating them. Like, a perfect example is the boy. What's the boy name for Snowfall when he quit dating Steve Harvey?
Damson Idris.
You see, when they broke, he didn't say shit. No comments, no personal. People asking questions. He's like, you know, it's not nothing we need to talk about. Talk about this project. Never say anything about her. Like, he took his L in silence.
They back together.
didn't bring any attention to it. I think a lot of people, a lot of these guys, you make yourself look bad because now you point out like you dealt with this girl. So like now we look at we look at you different. Like what is it about you that woman thought it was okay to act that way for? So anytime you complain or criticize someone that you chose, it's also going to highlight deficiencies and inadequacies in yourself. So I think leave that shit to women. Man, we just got to shut the fuck up. When we take a L, tell your partners. Don't post it on your Instagram story or don't, post subliminal bullshit. Just take them saying you found out your girl a hoe. Tell your partners why y'all broke up, move on, and just let people find out y'all not together. When she say, "Oh, what happened to so and so?" We're not together no more. Like we ain't got to tell the details or talk about she prioritized club life over me. Stupid.
Naomi, you got anything to say? Oh, no.
Jesus. So I don't disagree with anything that anybody said at all. This I think that these situations that we've been seeing, they're just like objectively wrong things. Like she's objectively not a woman that anybody should date seriously right now. She is addicted to going out and being seen and having clout and all of the things. Like she wants to be uh she's for the streets, if I'm being honest. Like I think that there's no subjectiveness to these situations. There's no excuse to make for any of the women that have been shown here today. Even for man hating Bo. Um it's all of these women are objectively wrong, in my opinion.
Great. Want to get to these super chats? Deacon A, $2. People will always look for someone to blame. Bruno with the 99-cent super sticker. Also a member, and Bruno again, get the One Lapeef Network membership. Also a member. Want to thank everybody who has contributed to the platform. Want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. And we live tomorrow. Special show tomorrow. Where's the topic at? We got to bring some of the heavy hitters together. And it's going to be a discussion. Let me pull up this topic.
A Monday show?
Yeah, it's going to be a Monday show. It's some people that coming together to hash out this discussion. Spirituality and identity. Who are we and what should we believe? So that'll be going on at 8 p.m. tomorrow. So yeah, make sure y'all tune in for that. I'll be sure to post that. It should be very interesting. I think Illa, Hamp, Darwin. We got a mystery person supposed to be pulling up. Lady O.
You said heavy hitters.
Yeah, heavy hitters. Well, it's about religion, so these guys passionate about religion. So if you passionate about religion, let me know.
Yes, I mean, I've read the Bible a couple times.
Oh, did you? Okay. Get you off that. I was trying to think of people that I know that speak on Christian beliefs.
It's easy to read the Bible if you treat it like it's a work of nonfiction. Like read it like it's Star Wars. Like go into it with that expectation. It's a bunch of great stories in the book.
Okay. All right. So see you guys tomorrow. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Thank everybody that has participated today. Make sure you guys give everybody a follow and support whatever it is they have going on outside of YouTube and on YouTube the same way you did here. Thank you. We out.